using us as slave labor.
The uprising is upon us!
We're under attack!
Good morning, my beauties and bees. Hopefully everything sounds all right. Let me know if my audio is good, if I have anything going on, because when I'm live, I can't monitor and be live at the same time. So unless a third party tells me, I don't know all the time. I don't always know if I'm having audio issues. So hopefully, did that fix that? Hopefully that brings it back up. Let me know how I sound. Check, check, mic, check. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, all right. Yeah, drive safe if you're driving to Walgreens, because you never know. Yeah, hello, my beauties. Hello, my bees. Welcome to Live from the Hive. It is Saturday morning. It is December 6th, which is our first live from the Hive of December. And as you can see, we are in the spirit with our jingle bell intros. And we're gonna have Christmassy stuff all the time. I like celebrating seasons because it keeps me, my brain elsewhere, I guess. With what's going on in the world right now, that's what I need. So, yeah, hello everybody. Who do we got in here? My eyes are getting bleary so fast. I don't know what's going on. It's the lighting, I guess. Miss Lemon, hello dear. It's 12:30 here. Gonna listen to me. And dream of cryptids. We're gonna have a good cryptid today. Wait till you see the polls, or wait till you hear about the polls, because you're laying down, sweetie. But did you see my Morticia look? Before you lay down, look at my Morticia look. I could be Morticia Adams, couldn't I? I need to get my ends trimmed. I actually meant to get my ends trimmed yesterday, but when I went to get my scripts before that, I had a surprise copay. Everybody loves a surprise copay at the pharmacy, right? I still haven't looked into what it was for. I know which medication it was for. I don't know why I had a copay, because I'm not supposed to. So I'll have to look into that and find out. But that's neither here nor there. I was just that the money I had set aside for the haircut went towards that copay. Speaking of setting aside money, earlier this week, much earlier this week, well, I don't know if it was that much earlier. That's kind of an exaggeration. I kind of put my feelers out about doing a fundraiser, because the biggest issue for my dysphoria is, I don't know if a lot of you all know this or not, but I still have to shave. So it's facial hair. And it's not, in controlled situations like this, it's fine. But like when I work, and I'm at work for hours on end, it starts to come in. And it's like a major source of my dysphoria. Like that's like a horrid source of my dysphoria. So I put some feelers out saying, hey, if I did a fundraiser for electrolysis, would you guys donate? Would I actually get any kind of support for it? Because right now I'm unemployed, and this is going to help me be able to get a job, right? And help me be able to hold a job if I'm not, stuck laying in bed with like terrified to go to work and have everybody see anything. But anyway, the issue, was presented. I was like, hey, I have this dysphoria, and if I create a fundraiser, would you guys donate to it? And there was some support, on as much support as I expect on Facebook anyway. There's other places where I could appeal for support too. I know a lot of people who are interested in my adult content and stuff. They might be more interested in helping something like that. But when it comes to the support I received, I was like, hell yeah. But then we got the thing from I'm not going to get into all our personal stuff we got here. I live with Ben and Bo, and we are unfortunately we've all recently lost our jobs, and it's been kind of rough. And another thing came along and kicked us while we were down. So my roommates set up a fundraiser for the house, right? Now, I cannot rightly start a fundraiser for my electrolysis while we have a fundraiser, while we need the support just to survive at this point. So I'm going to have to put off what I've been putting off. It sucks because it takes me a long time to build up the will to actually make change instead of thinking about just offing myself instead, right? To actually make the appointment to get the electrolysis, or laser or whatever. Because who needs laser when you're laid up in a coffin, your hair stops growing, or I won't care anyway at that point, So to get to a point mentally where I'm actually able to start moving things forward on that, where I was actually in a position where I was going to start a fundraiser, and I was actually going to start it for this morning. And now I have to put a pin in it, which sucks, but we do need to survive. We need to be able to keep a roof over our heads and buy groceries and we need to be able to survive, right? So, of course, I'm going to focus on that fundraiser. So, there is a fundraiser out there for our household. It's me and Bo and Ben. We're all trans people. Ben was just kicked out of the military with this Trump ban. And actually, let me pull it up here. So this is our thing, right? Support Dr. Ben and Friends through the trans bans. And talks about the military thing and everything. And here's some people who have supported us already. Any little bit you can provide helps. So I'm going to share this with, there we go. I wasn't sure if that was going to be the right link or not, but yeah, so that is out there if anybody wants to support that. It stinks that I can't start my fundraiser yet, but survival is important. I want to make sure that these crazy kids I live with survive. That's more important to me than doing a laser hair removal thing. I did do some calculations on it, though. I called 5 different places. One of them was called Hey Pretty Lady, and I kind of like their rates. They did it's $149 per visit, or $750 for 6 visits, which would be more than enough for me. I have I have porcelain skin and I have dark hair, so I'm the laser hair removal person's dream if I could just get in there and get it taken care of. But there was a few different places that I called. I actually have a consultation next Friday with Milan, which is a national chain. But the good thing is that my friend Alizia, she had gone there, so I get a discount if I use her as a reference, and I get a further discount if I bring another doll in. So Hopefully that's something that'll hold up, but I don't even know if that's the one I want to go with because it's got like a payment plan. It's like $100 a month for 36 months. So I don't know if I'm gonna go with that or not. There's a few different places, but just trying to figure out how much I need to do a fundraiser for. Let me catch up on the comments before I get too far into things. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, here we go. My makeup slays, like what the young people say. You ate that. Well, thank you. This is, I'm finally getting confident with my natural hair. It took a long time for it to become restored to this point. It's pretty restored now. It needs to be, now that just needs to be better taken care of. So they're stuffed under a wig, but I'm feeling myself right now with my hair, which is good. And let's see. That was the first thing. Oh, but Morticia, yeah. Thank you for saying I'm looking sexy in the dark hair. Yes, this is my natural hair color. I have a natural. I'm born to be a goth girl. Need to bite the head off a rose. I don't have any real roses. I have like rose hair clips that I got during Halloween time at the dollar store. Little fake roses. I'm gonna put that right there. Put it right there. Yeah. They'll always. Where are we? They'll always find a way to get you. Bonus bills. Yay, yeah. I did laser hair removal for years. For a year and a half, still have to shave. Brie left no crumbs. That sounds awful. I will gladly help you with that. Same. It's not great, but they have their limits. A pesky, non-dark hair. Sadly, I shave or wax regularly. I don't. I know a lady that has that was plugged into the drag scene, and she don't. Me and a few friends for $50 a session, full face and neck. I have like one of like the ones that you can buy in the bathroom right now. They just suck and don't work. I used it for like almost a year. Well, maybe it wasn't that long, but it seemed like I used it for a long time and didn't see any results at all. And like I said, I'm optimal. I have the fair skin and the dark hair, so does it not work? Who does it work for? Can we see it work for somebody? Let's see. I was the hostess at one of our clubs here, so she hooked me up. That's cool, though. I'm glad you had a friend who could do that for you. I see a lot of cis women IRL who either shave or don't, and while that doesn't make me feel better, it reminds me that I'm in the normal range. Yeah. I'm sorry to say it again, but I think you look really good with the dark hair, and I've always personally thought women were hotter as blondes. Yeah, this is my natural hair, so it's like if there was something that's gonna match my like skin tone and stuff, this would be it. It's not actually black though. It's not as black as it looks. It's dark brown. You can kind of see when the light hits it. It's like a dark brown. Like a really dark brown, though. Sinclair's my dad's here. Yeah. All right. Ba, ba, ba. Where was I? Ba, ba, ba. Even as a cis woman, I have an annoying amount of chin hair, but I'm sure nowhere near as bad as for trans women. But yes, housing first. Yeah. Yeah, and I've been shaving for, like, my face every day for the last 3 years. I'll survive another year shaving it, I'm sure. Just trying to take some of the roadblocks out of my way for being able to function in society is the main thing. I really need to be, yeah, anyway. Same boat. My medical needs are crushing, but affording food and rent take higher priority for me too. It's sucks, but we get to got to live first, and none of the rest helps. Yeah, that's the thing. That's kind of reciprocal. I need my face, my facial hair issue dealt with in order to be able to, like it was if I'm working from home, it doesn't matter. But in order to be able to like go out into the world and hold down a job, I need that. So I like don't have panic attacks and go home early all the time and get fired. Because I'm growing 5 o'clock shadow in the middle of the day. So that's the kind of thing, and I need that, and then I need the job in order to pay for it. It just feeds into itself and snowballs. Yeah, I hate those. That's so embarrassing to say that, like, oh, a lot of the work I missed was because of dysphoria. But I mean, it was. Ba ba ba. I share a condo with my trans mom, Dawn Votro. She's been in the scene here in Detroit for 40 years. Glad you have someone close to you from the community. And another thing to consider is the possibility of moving again and how long you'll be in that spot. Maybe a chain would be great. So, yeah, that's the thing, too, because, I mean, as far as I know, we're only here for another, like 4 months in Las Cruces. We're going somewhere else. So, yeah, I don't even know yet. I'm hella gay, but not really. I got 4 baby mamas in the year. Cis women definitely shave, pluck, facial hair. Yeah, no doubt. I don't shave, Lil says, I don't shave most of the time. Too much hassle, and razors are expensive. Ember says IPL is just a camera flash. I tried it for 18 months anyway for science on my right arm, and not one less hair. Yeah, that's kind of my experience with them too. I think me and Ember tried that at the same time, didn't we, doll? I think that was the case. I used to shave 2 a day, but with my age, I can skip a day. Yeah, with my HRT regimen, I can go almost a full day, like a full 24 hours without having to worry about it. Sometimes a little bit over 24 hours, without having to worry about it. As a matter of fact, I know that I'm late for taking my estrogen when my facial hair starts growing in within 6 hours or so of shaving, and I'm like, oh shit, I need to take my estrogen. So it is live reaction. I think I have to be 2 or 3 days late to do that, but with my super awful depression and stuff, sometimes I don't know what day it is, so I have to set alarms just to make sure I'm here, and I only do 1 show a week. I'm losing my damn mind. I think it's hella important to have proximity to other trans women. I know, right? I just met a trans woman here in Las Cruces named Samantha, and we went hiking the other day. It was fun. Went out to the mountains. Lots of pictures up on my Facebook and in the Transpositions Discord. I don't dress up anymore, and I once was there wearing dress and heels for 7 days a week. Yeah. All right, we need to get to the polls because we're almost out of time. It's almost the top of the hour. I've been trying to start CrypticCorner at the top of the hours. It helps me keep track of how long we've gone for. Anyway, let's do this. Let's go on over to the polls. Let's do it. Okay, so for the polls this week in Weird, for today, the pulling up the rear were the Mystic Flowers. Still not getting a lot of love for the occult botany, but that's okay. The metaphysics of the Magic Lantern got 15% too. I think that's going to be a really fun one, but we'll have to wait and see when we get there. Then we have the new guy, the Unleash the Golem, which we're going to talk about, golems. If you don't know what that is, you got to vote for it. We'll talk about it. What one is the one that's been on here a long time, which was the Lost Crystal Technology. So that's what we're doing for our Week in Weird. And then for Cryptic Corner, everything else tied for second. So we had the Duende, I think is how you say that. It's like a South American little gnome, evil gnome guy. I love little evil gnome guys. They're like my favorite. Yep. The Maltese tiger, which is, it's not from Malta. It's the color. The Maltese blue is the color, which is actually more of a slate gray. But I like this blue representation. But we're going to look at the blue tiger and myths about the blue tiger. We have Amityville Reprise, just revisiting the Amityville haunting and going back through that. I believe what I have on the video is a true believer kind of thing. It's like, oh no, there was no ghost here. Because for the most part, people understand the Amityville was a hoax. But there's some people out there like, nope. What about this picture of this little boy in the background or some shit like that? And it's like, listen, there were like 12 people in the house when those pictures were being taken, okay? But I digress. We'll get to that when we get to it. We'll talk about it when it comes up. But what won and what we're talking about today, and this is going out to my dear friend, Miss Lemon, because she was wanting some cryptids to fall asleep to over there in the Korean Peninsula on the far side of the earth from me. Too far away from me, some might say. Too far. You need to be closer. We're covering the Deer Woman, which is a creepy critter that's half woman, half deer. It's exactly what it says on the tin, but she's kind of supernatural, and she's kind of a succubus, and she targets men. Sometimes she has antlers, but most of the time, it's the hooves that are the real tell. We're gonna follow this paranormal investigation team. You just wait and see. But I'm going to go ahead and launch this party because we are, I guess we're right on time. I'm used to trying to start Cryptic Corner at a quarter after instead of the top of the hour, but I'm trying to be more community oriented. Anyway, so let's get into it. We'll see Cryptic Corner right after this, this public service announcement from the War on Christmas.
You see, the fact is the war on Christmas is real, but Bill, it's a part of a larger war against Christianity that's being waged around the world. And yeah, it's true, we are not suffering in the same way as Christians who are being martyred in other countries, not yet anyway, but make no mistake about it, this is all part of the same war, and we've got to push back against it on every front.
Well, I don't understand that statement because overseas, primarily, it's Muslim fanatics, jihadists, who are killing and persecuting Christians. But here in the United States, who do you think is behind the movement to diminish Christianity?
Well, I think ultimately, Bill, as a Christian, I believe that it is the kingdom of darkness of Satan who from the beginning...
But who does he...
Could it be Satan?
What I'm about to teach you is going to surprise the socks off of you. Who was St. Nicholas? I'm about to show you who it really is, and it's going to shock you. Nick is a name for the devil.
Could it be Satan?
St. Nick is another name for Satan.
Satan!
Satan?
Satan!
St. Nick ain't no saint, is he? He's Satan Nick.
Satan!
This Santa Claus, or is it Satan Claus? That word Santa looks a lot like the word Satan. All you have to do is take the N out and put it on the end, and you've got Satan. Who is Santa Claus? He's the devil. It's the devil. Devil! He's the devil! The devil! Devil! He's the devil.
Could it be Satan?
Satan!
Satan!
Satan is Santa Claus. He loves to put children in hell. Ho, 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 ho! Ho, ho, ho! He knows if you've been good or bad. Santa Claus, you sit on a throne of lies. Ho, 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 ho! Liar! I want nothing to do with Satan Claus. Could it be Satan?
Satan!
Satan! So there it is. Hope you enjoyed this message. Yes!
right, there we go. Hello, hello, my beauties and bees, and welcome to another installment of Cryptic Corner, where we, you and I, explore the unexplained, the supernatural, the paranormal hidden, the mysterious, the alien, the accursed, and the forbidden. I am your host, Miss Bumblebee, and today we are going to explore some Native American folklore. We run a poll every week on what topic we're going to cover on this segment of the show. And you, yes, you at home, can participate with that poll. All you have to do is go out to youtube.com/HiveSci, HIVESCI, and it'll take you right out there to my page. And you go to the community post and you look for the polls. And there's a poll that'll tell you what we got on the docket. Now, if I could put, I'd put as many things on the poll as I could, you know, honestly. And I do. I max it out to 4 options. So if you want to take a look and cast your vote, you will be able to control what we cover on the show. So today, people voted for the Deer Woman, right? Now, what is the Deer Woman? Well, the Deer Woman is a Native American cryptid, spirit, creature, entity with features of a woman and a deer. We're going to dive into it, but the epicenter of the Deer Woman mythology is actually in Oklahoma. Who would have thunk, right? And I have a funny story about that. I talk about my psychological stuff quite a bit to try to make it understandable that, you know, functional people can have these experiences as well. So what it is when I was driving through Oklahoma, right, and I didn't know anything about any of this this particular piece of folklore, and I swear that I saw a person wearing like, it wasn't like a cryptid or anything. It was a person wearing traditional like old-timey Native American garb, but they had antlers walking down the side of the road. Like, again, nothing supernatural. They could have been wearing a headband with antlers on it for all I know. Their head was covered, and the antlers were coming out of whatever they were wearing. They weren't coming out of their head. They had like a hood and stuff. And this wasn't like, I mean, this was in, I want to say it was in May, so it wasn't like cold or anything. But I was also going on like no sleep, so maybe I saw the whole thing and it wasn't really there. I don't know. But I'm not gonna like go it alone. You know I ain't gonna go it alone on this. We're going to find a channel. This is a ghost hunting channel, and they use the green and purple too, just like we do. Look at that. They do the green and purple as well. Fun stuff. I've been thinking about getting rid of the yellow frame, but it's kind of my trademark at this point. I've had that since the beginning, since 2020. The yellow frame that's around the screen. Or maybe just switch out the one for CrypticCorner for green. Like just change it. I don't know. What do y'all think? And then the rest of the shows can have it as the yellow one still. It just clashes with the CrypticCorner colors a little bit. But these people are, they actually go on location and stuff, which I love. You know, y'all know that's like what I'm about. Like ghost hunt, like watching ghost hunters go out and do nonsense. It's like my jam. They have like a demon house. You know, they go to the Mallard Lodge, Bedeviled. Ooh, ghost caught on camera. Yummy, yummy. Wendigo right now. That's when. Yeah. Hangman's Church. They got the Ouija board out. You know I'm all about The Ouija board. Oh, gotta go this way. There we go. Yeah, got one right here. It's tiny though. But it's cute. It was a gift. It was a gift from my friend. All right. Let me see. So we are going to be following these guys as they hunt for the scary cryptid evil, beautiful, murderous deer woman sent us bad luck. Strange and vile ghost hunt, 4K. So, no shade. They got 117K subscribers, and this video has a 54K views. Right? There's 373 comments on it. So these are just buzzwords, of course. That's what I was trying to point out. This isn't like a coherent title. But this is the kind of shit you got to do to get attention. You got to use buzzwords, things that catch people's attention. I don't like that. Like you just doing honest titles. I'm such a freaking. I'm so lame. I guess I can't be like a terrifying Sasquatch encounter leaves witnesses questioning reality or some shit like that, right? I can't. No, I have to be like Sasquatch sighting from, whatever, just instead of being like, oh no, I have to present it as like, this is proof that that's real. That's what people click on though. If I started posting my videos like finally evidence of the existence of Mothman or some shit, people will be like, oh, yummy. But they don't want to hear somebody say, Mothman's bullshit. Mothman's an owl. Mothman's my daddy, though. And I've been a good girl. Come on, Mothman. Come see me. Alright, let's do this. Dun, dun. Ooh. If I was a deer, I'd move away from this. Can you all hear? No, it's no sound. Probably not. Why did it jump so far ahead? Hold on. It's being weird. It jumped ahead too. It's being weird. I gotta fix, I think. The deer woman.
Hello, is there anybody out here? But more recently, we heard of Native American mythology
Bugwise should be here.
of a deer woman.
Yeah, Bugwat's here. That sound right there sounds like the beginning of Polyamorous by Breaking Benjamin.
Can you please tell me who you are now?
I'm the
He's
deer.
the Ovulus.
I'm freaked out, man. The tripod's broken. Look.
You busted the tripod too?
She's a freaking ancient spirit of feminine vengeance. She got better things to do than smash your camera, bro. But she can see inside of you.
We just want to give a big shout out to Dawn's Photo. They're actually running a promo right now on your next Canon purchase where if you spend $1,000 or more, you get $100 off by using Paranormies at checkout. Like we say always, they've been such great people to us. We love them over there. They're always constantly messaging us, making sure.
I don't have the time for that. I'm telling my roommate we're talking about Oklahoma. So, if he wants to come in. Flashing lights, you know.
This is
Check,
just
check.
on the, I'm gonna do the
I like
road.
your deer blocks under
One more
that.
time.
Check,
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 one, two.
Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check.
Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check.
We kind of like them.
In the province of Manitoba, there are over 160,000 registered First Nations peoples as of spring 2021. Around 57.1 of these people live on reserves that are scattered around.
So I kind of like the Mona Lisa. Look at that. That's crazy. Man, I don't like this. I switched keyboards, and this one doesn't have the audio buttons. I actually have to click now. I'll get used to it, but I like having them. I might switch it back. I got drink on my keyboard last night. We went hard last night on Smarty Pints trivia over at Dr. Ben's, and I drank like what's about 7 shots of vodka and 2 shots of like this kind of like pucker but stronger stuff. I was pretty lit last night, and I spilled drinks on my regular keyboard, and it was all sticky last night. So I switched it out for this one, but this one doesn't have my volume controls on it. So now I'm annoyed, and I'll have to get over it, but I'm gonna whine about it to you guys. I'm the Mona Lisa. Yeah. You know what's kind of funny about the Mona Lisa? This was like a theory. I don't know how true it is. I have to look into it before I say it's true or not. It was like a theory or a hypothesis or whatever, a rumor, that the Mona Lisa is like Da Vinci painting what he thinks he would have looked like as a woman. So Mona Lisa is actually trans Da Vinci, which is kind of cool, in my opinion, which is ever so humble. If that's true, which I don't know if it is or not. Ember probably knows. Ask her.
On the province. The native people of North America have a culture that has always fascinated us, whether it be their stories of cryptids or
it was sticky drink, Aunt Jer. It was like the pucker stuff. I didn't get like a whole bunch on it. It's not like shorten out or anything. All it did was it like made the keys sticky. So like the whole one side of the keyboard, there's like a section of them that are all sticky, and if I press them, they just hold down and type. I'll have to pop the keys out and kind of wipe them down so that they don't they don't stick when you push them in. It's just a whole thing I have to do before I switch back. I didn't know if I was going to switch back or not, because I kind of like them. Because it lights up and has cool color and stuff. But the other one has better key layout. If y'all want to get me one that has the volume controls and stuff on it that also does the light up, that would be great. I like them better when they plug into my computer. I'd rather use the power system that's already running through my PC than have to keep buying batteries. It's better for the environment for me to plug these in. So I got a plug-in mouse and a plug-in keyboard and stuff.
Normal events that they share with each other that are totally unique from the stories we heard.
Helen wants sticky rice. When Helen was down here in El Paso, we went into a Chinese restaurant and had all sorts of rices and stuff. It was fun. It's like a half seafood, half Chinese place. It was decorated like it was leftover extra props from SpongeBob.
Growing up. But these are stories that have been passed down for hundreds or even thousands of years and have become so intertwined into their culture. Our home province of Manitoba has over 60 First Nations tribes, which means we get exposed to all sorts of these stories. A lot of these strange and mysterious stories take place in northern Manitoba, places that you could see the strange and ominous northern lights in places like Churchill or Shamattawa.
Oh yeah, I didn't think that there was any kind of validity to that folklore. I just like folklore. This is mostly a folklore channel, so yeah, the Da Vinci folklore, and that's why I prefaced that by saying, hey, I haven't looked into this. I just remember that was the legend about the Mona Lisa, and people would like make that claim. Oh, this is Da Vinci painting himself as a woman. They also made claims that there was different paintings underneath it that it was built over. All sorts of funny stuff.
But every so often we hear one of these incredible stories.
And if you like Da Vinci stuff, we did cover the Last Supper painting. When was that? That's just been a couple weeks ago. I don't think I've even edited that one out. Let me see. Yeah, no, that one hasn't even come out yet. Secrets of the Last Supper, but it will. We have that ahead. Maybe I'll put the little Da Vinci Ranch in there too.
Trickling through the cracks of the ice roads that separates the northern from the southern part of the province, breaching the gap between the more traditional native society in the north and the more modernized society here in the south.
Yay.
Recently, one of those stories that's made its way down here are the recent sightings of the Deer Woman.
The unknown. What is it? Is it real? And what is it doing there?
The Deer Woman is a spirit in Native American mythology whose qualities vary depending on the person that it comes in contact with. To women, children, and men who are respectful of women and children, the Deer Woman is associated with love.
She loved to be.
However, to the men, especially those who have harmed,
she loved to be getting them abusive men,
women and children, she is known to be very violent. She becomes a very vengeful and murderous spirit that lures men to their deaths deep in the woods. She appears as either a beautiful young woman with deer hooves, similar to a siren. In Greek mythology.
What are you talking about, a siren? You mean a dryad? A nymph, maybe? A siren's a water spirit. Most of the time depicted as like a mermaid-like creature, but not always. Sirens originally were winged, like flying creatures. Closer in the vein to harpies. But I would say hooves. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a satyrs, but satyrs are mostly male. Obviously, they chase after the wood nymphs. So maybe I was thinking about wood nymphs. Hey, Bo.
Or simply as a deer. LeBarrier Park is a place just south of Winnipeg that has become a hotspot for these sightings, with over 3 happenings since the arrival of spring 2022. One story that really caught our attention was the story of a woman who was jogging around the trail of the park but stopped as she heard the sound of galloping deer hooves. The woman turned around to see what the noise could be, only to see a woman about 100 yards away from her, just off of the path and into the bush.
It's pretty wild to be like, oh, I was gonna say to hear deer hooves and it be like, hey, that's the deer woman. But we're gonna see a lot of like, oh, we heard branches in the distance. It couldn't be a deer. It had to be a deer woman.
However, this woman was not just standing there watching. The jogger observed this woman to be fiercely striking her head along the base of a tree. The woman became extremely uncomfortable and exited the forest as soon as she possibly could. When she got back to her car, she reported the incident to the police as a possible drug addict that may need help in the park. The police investigated the incident, but no further details came from it.
What the hell does this have to do with the deer woman? Oh man. I saw some lady slamming her head against a tree. She must be the deer woman. What are we doing here?
An older incident, and it was one that put Liberia Park on the radar for us many years ago, was the story of another jogger in 2015. On April 8th, 2015, a woman was jogging through the park with her dog. But as her and her dog passed the second loop of the trail, they felt an unknown entity swish by them. She became instantly afraid as there were no other joggers on the path, and there was no wind at the time. Her dog started barking fiercely, and that's when she knew it was time to head back to the car and go home. When this woman reported the story to CBC, she also reported that she felt something swishing by her again on her way back to the car, only this time it was accompanied by the sound of children's laughter. Some of you old school Paranormies fans or Patreon members might already know that we have come to this park over a year ago and did a pure blind investigation just because we had heard that this park might be haunted. But with all these new reports of the deer woman and things started to point that she might be in this forest, we knew that we had to pay Liberia Park another visit.
I think she can go wherever she wants. She's a spirit. Like, I think she goes to where abusers might be in the forest, or people attempting to use the forest for abuse. That's part of the folklore from this. As we dig into it, it's going to be that, you know, she's like a protector of women, and a lot of if you look at things like serial killers, a lot of them take their victims out to the wilderness, and the thought or the idea of having a protector spirit out there in the woods is nice. Seeking vengeance on douchebags. Do y'all care if I speed this up just a little bit? I hope not, because I'm going to anyway. We're going to just speed it up to 1.25.
Because we might be getting closer to what we were looking for the first time.
Dear woman. My dear woman.
This is
Check,
just
check.
I'm gonna do the road.
Good,
Do
two.
it one more time.
Check, one,
Dear
two.
woman and dear lady are used pretty interchangeably. Younger generations seem to prefer the dear lady over dear woman. Like if you look at videos on YouTube, like the Zoomer videos and stuff about her are all referred to as the dear lady, and older people in documentaries and stuff call it the dear woman. I think, and I would have covered her as the dear lady myself as well, just to give it a well-earned coverage, but most of those videos are like super silly stuff, like would you like smash or pass kind of stuff.
Check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Check. Check.
I'm gonna start doing that too. I do kind of do something like that. So there are actual deer.
Yeah, it was terrifying. It's just creepy
Plus,
being
it
in
was
the.
cold and there was just like weird noises coming from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Just felt like Blair Witch.
Yeah, man, that's exactly what I feel when we come to this place.
I love the Blair Witch. It's one of my favorite franchises. It's funny, a lot of people are like, the second one sucked, but the second one's my favorite one. I love Kim. Kim is one of my favorite film characters. Let me see. She's the goth girl. Hold on, let me show you. Yeah. See, any possible reason why I might vibe with this bitch? Yeah, maybe. Like, I very much knew I wanted to be a goth girl even back then. We aren't looking at giant birds yet. Where are we? There we are.
Cheers. Just one deer by itself.
I did not watch the Blair Witch in the theaters. I think I was 16 when it came out, but like the first time I watched it was on home video. I think it was on VHS, which I think is probably the way to watch it because it feels more like you're watching a found tape. Yeah, there's no monster at the end of the Blair Witch. No, there's no conclusion, no closure, no explanation. It just kind of ends. Right? Yeah. Life's full of disappointments. That's why I like the second one so much, because it like adds. It just uses the first one's kind of a backdrop, and it's like a supernatural horror movie. Yeah.
John, wait a minute.
It's the deer woman. She's just pretending to be a deer.
It's weird that's just by itself.
Alright, I'll be out there hating on the Blair Witch. I get it, but I like it. I played the video games when I was a teenager. Because, like, well, teenager, young adult, they had, you know, all the computer games for it. Some of them were browser games, even. A lot of them don't exist anymore.
Oh yeah, that light's so much better in this thing. Oh, you know what? This is not where we wanted to go in. I'm going that way.
Follow the trail a little bit more.
I'm worried that the bike is gonna unplug in this shit.
You'll have to watch for that.
Is that eager there?
Is that eager there?
I don't hear or see anything. We're looking at the flashing lights up there. What do we see? This is my problem. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to switch back my keyboard. This is I don't like having to click through and do this. Like, you know, just go back. Is that paranormal investigators with digital cameras will see this shifting pixelation in the darkness and pretend it's something actually happening. And there's nothing actually happening there. It's the camera trying to pick things out of the darkness. It's running a circuit. That's why it moves in waves. It's going down through the image looking for things to pick the light out from. Right? It's not an actual thing that's happening. It's within the camera what you're seeing there. It's just so silly. But what are we? I don't know if we're supposed to be looking at the lights flashing in the background or what.
Covered in water here. You can hear. It's been a while since we've been in here.
It's been what, a year and a half?
Something, yeah. Has it been a year and a half?
Year, yeah, about that.
I guess in winter would have been a year.
Like December 2020 was when we were first in here.
I was just mentioning Blair Witch because we're getting some very good shaky cam here, so I apologize. I apologize to the audience. That's one part of the Blair Witch Project which I didn't like, was the shaky cam shit. Like, just in general, shaky cam doesn't do it for me in any film setting, really. I understand that it's supposed to be add to realism that these are like normal people running for their lives holding cameras, but damn, can it make you sick? Is that a lightning bug? first I thought they were fireflies, but they blink in the same spot for a long period of time without moving. Because fireflies can't sit on a leaf up there in a single spot for long periods of time and signal. That's not how they mate or anything. Come on now.
Hello, is there anybody out here?
Hola.
It's you know what's strange? Is even though it was winter last time, it seems quieter this time.
It does, it's more calm. Like there was almost more wildlife, it seems.
Last time, right?
Yeah, just more like strange noises that were like out of place. So far I'm just hearing like the regular, like summer wildlife.
I'm gonna get
Summer wildlife.
Dogs, eh?
Okay, it's summer.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
'Cause there's
So they're
nothing.
definitely fireflies. It should be pretty active at night in the forest. And I mean, obviously, big humans stomping around, crunching on leaves, waving cameras and lights around is going to scare everything away. But they will hear stuff like that hid until it couldn't take it anymore and decided to bolt.
Around here.
Oh, I heard something.
Is there anybody out here?
What was that?
Is there anybody out there?
Oh, it sounds like a cow. Hang on.
I heard branches moving behind us.
You did?
I did, yeah.
Can we get the Oculus going?
Okay.
Yeah. Why would if the deer woman did decide to go after these guys, we wouldn't even have this video to see it. They all would have just disappeared, right? And we also would know that these dudes were like woman beaters, because otherwise deer woman's like, nah, I don't even want nothing to do with you. Belle said it in the chat. It's kind of weird that a lot of these depictions of deer woman or stories about her or whatever will just list her as just like a normal, like looking like a normal woman, and that with like but she's actually a spirit, like a normal native woman. But sometimes she has hooves, like just subtle things like that you might not notice, because you'll see like a lot of art and stuff will depict her as like a humanoid deer with antlers and stuff, and she actually, you know, the only consistent feature that's deer-like is her hooves. She's supernatural in nature, but you know, she's kind of alluring too, is the way I understand it. Like, I'm not saying there aren't guys who wouldn't be attracted to an anthropomorphic deer, because there are, but like that doesn't seem like it'd be normal enough for her to be able to depend on that to lure the men in.
Oh, is there anybody out here? Hello, is there anybody out here?
What's that?
Thing is, we're so deep in here, there could be anything, like behind any tree.
I know.
Hello?
I'm going to run away and get married to the deer woman. Yeah, if you do that, me and you can have like a joint ceremony, and I'll marry Mothman and you can marry the deer woman. Let's start selling deer pee to hunters and name it the scent of the deer woman. Yeah, let's do it. I bet they depict the deer woman with antlers. Well, some deer, the females do have antlers. Reindeer, the females have antlers. Matter of fact, this time of year, the females are the only ones with antlers. That's how we know that Santa's reindeer are all female. At least if they have antlers, they are. I'm going to, that's what, just like that. Sell them deer pee, but give them cougar pee. Oh, yeah, that's going to cause some problems. And if you want to get so deep in, oh, damn. Ember, she's shilling for Brentley. Camera pans over to me on all fours, galloping through the forest. Yeah, there's no evidence that Sumami isn't a deer woman. I mean, that's how this works, right? Unless you can prove me wrong, Sumami's a deer woman. I'm sure there's deer furry porn. Yeah, I know the oh yeah, there's Rule 34 for everything. There's definitely Rule 34 deer woman. No doubt. Tree, I can't pee in that many bottles. Wow, the conversation here has gotten to members of my chat filling bottles to sell. Oh goodness. I forgot I have deer antlers. Helen has given me a great idea. I have actually the stuff that's coming out on my spicy links, which the spider Gwen can drop. The stuff that's coming out right now, I'm actually in reindeer cosplay. I got the full face paint and everything, but it's adult stuff, so they don't click on it if you're not into that. But yeah, like with me with the reindeer, I have antlers and yeah, other stuff too. Jingle bells. Wait, I take it back. Santa's reindeer would all have antlers, even the females. They're caribou, right? Even with other deer, some does have antlers. Thus, most places let you bag a doe with a buck tag if the doe has antlers. Are we selling pee? I have a link for you. Bow.
Still hasn't spit out a single word.
Speak.
What the hell
What
was
was that?
A Neeker breaker.
It sounded like there's it again.
What is that?
It's like really loud, like metal clanking on metal.
It said speak right before that happened. Here, let's set that light up.
It's a Neeker breaker.
We kept hearing this noise it sounded like it was coming from the bridge, and to me,
Midwater, it was a frog, y'all. Come on. Are we serious now? We're freaking out about a frog in the middle of summer. It's a tree frog. Y'all need to bring somebody out there who knows this stuff. I should start renting out my services as a cryptozoologist to hire for expeditions, because these people need me to say, no, that's a frog, not a deer woman, right? So I'm going to say, no, that isn't how fireflies attract their mates, as they land on a leaf and sit in one spot and signal to them, and then a mate signals, and they signal, and they find each other, and they mate on the leaf. That's how they do it. So these kind of things, you need somebody to come with you who knows what they're doing, who understands what sound you're hearing, who can look at tracks on the ground and tell you what they are. Right? I'm your lady. Believe it or not, I'm your woman. So I've dedicated a lot of my life to this. I know my way around the woods. I know what's what in the forest.
at first, the first thing that went through my mind was maybe ice banging against the side of the bridge, but when we did go back and look, there was no ice and the water was just glass. It was super still, so something was either hitting on the bridge or there was some kind of metal on metal noise.
You just told us it was summer 2 minutes ago. Now you're talking about ice on the bridge? That's weird. That's suspicious.
Far away.
Is there somebody in here with us?
We're looking for a woman.
Aren't we all?
We know that there's a story of a...
Aren't we all? I want to be able to push the...
spirit here, but we're looking for 100.
I'm going to stop complaining about
We're looking
my keyboard,
for
though.
a deer woman.
It's so unprofessional.
Is there anybody in this forest that knows of that story? If there's anybody in here with us, can you set off this device here? What was that banging doing?
I don't know. It makes absolutely no sense. What does that have to do with a,
I don't know.
a deer woman? It's still weird though.
What's that have to do with the cost of bread?
Last.
Is there a woman with the feet of a deer that comes by here? And is she the spirit that haunts LaBerriere Park?
You're looking for a, not looking for, I'm not looking for anybody. I mean, I'm always down for fun, but like, I don't need a partner right now. Like, I don't know if I ever will again.
Core. The story that we heard, there's two different stories or incidences that happened that we're trying to understand. And one of them was a woman was jogging here and she heard giggling of children as she felt something pass by her. But more recently, we heard of...
Are we dismissing the possibility that it was children giggling?
Native American mythology of a deer woman that was seen here. And we saw that deer coming in too. Just one deer by itself.
This noise that we kept hearing sounded, I don't know, it sounded animalistic, or it didn't sound human.
Is that, you hear that?
It sounded very low groaning sound, and then it would completely change to something high pitched. It was never a consistent
Someone
sound.
saw a woman in the woods, so now every woman in the woods is a deer woman, right? Especially if she's banging her head on a tree. She couldn't just be having some kind of mental health episode. She had to be a deer woman. Are they ghost hunting or deer woman hunting? Do they even know? They seem to have their lore mixed up. The techniques that they're using are definitely techniques for ghost hunting, but they are trying to attract deer woman using them, which is weird. But I could go for a large garlic bread or some cake right about now, though. Okay.
But you could tell it was coming from the same being. So there was one thought that was always in my mind, and it was that deer we saw when we were first walking in, and it was just one deer by itself. And I mean, there's been so many times where we drive to do dialogue, and we see deer all the time, but they're always in small packs of deer. And this time, there was just one all by itself. And
there are other places where there are deer women too. GeoSam. There's so like this video. It's a Native American folklore deer woman. But yes, there are deer women from, like, I want to specifically say from, like, Celtic mythology, I believe. But yeah, from the UK and Ireland, there are deer women too.
Tried to film it and get close enough, but it kind of took off, and it just made me wonder, was it a deer, or was it something else? And maybe it's a deer woman. I don't know. It's so hard to say. I know that's crazy to think, but with everything that was going on, it did linger on my mind throughout the night. If what if that was something that we were there to find?
It was just a deer, and they're like, "This may have been the deer woman." I'm dead. I'm over it. Oh, for real? Come on.
Hey, Jordan.
What?
Come look at this. How long were we gone?
I don't know, like... I don't know why.
Because this camera says it's only been filming for 3 minutes.
Now we get some Blair Witch time slip shit. Hell yeah, let's do it.
It's been filming for 3 minutes.
That doesn't make any sense. We've been gone for a long time.
Pack of deer? It's like a pack of smokes, right? Not like a pack of wolves. A pack of deer is like a pack of smokes. Yeah, you heard what I said. Dear Woman is a cautionary tale warning young Native men not to be frisky. 49s tend to be messy alcoholic affairs. Oh.
So something stopped it?
Did something stop and start it?
So something stopped the camera and started filming again. It's impossible.
Yeah. Dear Woman has nothing better to do than come mess with your camera. This spirit of feminine vengeance against the abusers has nothing better to do than come and mess with your little camera, bro. Sure. Why not? Why not?
Wait.
Are you interested in our gear? It's okay, you can touch it, it's fine. We just want to know who you are, what you are.
You didn't say that right. You're supposed to say, it's okay, you can touch it. You can touch it if you want to. I won't tell anybody. No, I won't hurt you.
Silent. And it didn't say it. Did you hear it say it?
Say what?
Silent?
It said
city.
It said silent. When did it say silent?
I don't know. I didn't hear it. The word silent and give.
I didn't hear either of those.
Hey Sam, thank you so much. Yeah, guys, give some love. See that post? You can hit the little thumbs up next to it. Let Geo Sam know we appreciate him. Thank you so much for that $20 tip. Wow. And you said, I enjoy your work, but don't always get to watch you live. Well, I'm glad you're here, and I'm going to keep doing it until I can't do it anymore. So I've been at this for almost 5 years now. Can you believe that? That's crazy. I think Geo Sam's been there since pretty much the beginning, too, which is also pretty crazy. So I always appreciate your patronage. There's a few of y'all out there that's been there since the beginning. John Hudson's one of them. Sandy is one of them. Yeah, Native Atheist, you've been here for a long time. I don't know if you've been here for the whole time. Robert's been here for a long time too. A lot of old school friends that from way back when I lived a different life.
So maybe.
Still wrong.
If you like playing with our gear over here, you can touch that too. It's called the K2 meter. It'll just light up. If you touch it, be bright lights. Right now it's showing green. You touch it, it might go to yellow, might shine red. But it won't hurt you. It'll just let us know that you're here.
This is mind-boggling how this thing, there's, like, you know what it reminds me of? Like we're in like a, have you ever seen the show, I can't remember what it's called, The River or something like that?
The River?
Yeah, it's like
you
it's
lent
just
me
like,
that DVD a long time ago.
yeah, it's like it just keeps changing. It's like there's,
But and that's a lot of the Blair Witch mythos too, is that time slips and stuff like that. And while I was at it, I also wanted to give a quick shout out to Regios, because Regios did a donation last week on my Buy Me Coffee for $40, or no, sorry, for $50. And I didn't see it until after the show was over, and getting that super chat from Sam reminded me. So Regios, thank you so much for the $50 donation last week. That was amazing. I really appreciate you. Yeah, I was able to get my pay for my medication and some grocery stuff. So I really appreciate you. So that's probably the best place to donate to me, by the way, where I can have access to it as quickly as possible to take care of things. Let me drop that here. Is right there. And also we have the GoFundMe that's going on right now. If you want to help support our household and help make sure that we keep a roof over our heads. Yeah.
3 minutes actually go by. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to explain, but it's like, was it only 3 minutes, but did it feel like
for
longer
us,
to us?
it was like
an hour.
Like we
and
were
a
on
half?
like 2 separate like timelines or something like that.
Yeah. Because
that's really terrifying. To
why
think
would
about.
it have stopped and then started?
When I was in junior high, and I was in a, I was junior high because it was the teacher, I remember. I was in a creative writing class, and I actually wrote a really cool story. I wish I still had it. I'd probably like try to revise it. A short story about a group of people on a road trip to a lake. They get stuck in like a time loop, and they're just constantly, the road just goes and goes and it keeps looping and looping, and it was a horror story. But this concept is fun. The concept of like being stuck in a place where time doesn't work the same. Yeah. It's the middle of the summer. You said it at the beginning of the video, it was the summer. Of course, then you were talking about ice under the bridge, but you confirmed it by the fireflies and how the frog sounded that it was summer. So I don't know where the ice came from at all. But lots of critters are going to be moving through the woods, and if you leave stuff laying around, they're going to come check it for food. They know humans carry food with them. All the forest critters know. And they can smell too, so I suppose that's only horrible if I'm stuck there with the wrong person. There's a game like that called Pacific Drive. Yeah. I hadn't heard of that. In my story, it was like rural back roads through like the Midwestern forest of like the upper Midwest, going through lake country, like you're headed towards Minnesota from the south. What were we supposed to be seeing there? Because something did bump the camera, but like it's probably a little critter. It seemed like it was a little critter. Didn't it seem like a little critter to you guys? Tell me if I'm wrong.
I'm having a hard time like hearing where it's coming.
Well, yeah, in the woods, the stuff is coming from everywhere. Just bouncing off all the trees.
Unknown audio interference.
Are you a threat to us? Because we're not a threat to you. We just want to talk.
It's definitely a warmer month. I don't know why they would even bring up ice hitting on the bridge when you can see bugs fluttering around and stuff. Like, no, there's no ice.
Not exactly sure how to explain the static noises. It was a lot more frequent in this location than, the past. The way the mics were cutting in and out like crazy, and it's not even that they were just cutting out. It was, both cameras' mics were cutting out at the same time.
But like electrical interference, you could work both ways, right? Like if there is, and maybe when we get to the crystal stuff, that'll answer our questions about the electrical interference too. Ooh. All right. I don't know how far we're going to get into this video.
So it's, to me, it has to be the location itself, and it's not, it's the paranormal nature that's going on there and nothing to do with our camera gear.
The last hour of the night.
Is there anybody here with us that would like to speak?
I'm here with you.
Oh, it's something. If you can speak, that'd be amazing.
That's what sounded at the beginning.
Saturn? It's an interesting one.
That is an interesting one.
Polyamorous by breaking.
Right
now?
That was very clear. Female voice too.
Yeah.
You can speak right now. Do you have anything to say? Hello?
Oh, Henry's home. Henry's home.
That was such a clear right now, hey?
Very clear. Very, very clear.
Deal with?
Deal with,
We?
yeah.
And this thing said
Deal
we.
with.
Right
Deal
after.
with we. So there's more than one?
I want some
Sounds like
deer
it's a
lady.
lady.
Come on.
The deer lady?
Why would the deer lady talk to a spirit box? This is so beneath her. She's not some freaking hotel ghost, right? She's not some freaking hitchhiker spirit on the side of the road. She's the fucking deer lady. You show some goddamn respect and don't try to talk to her through your whimsical spirit box. You summon the deer lady like you're supposed to. You have to freaking be respectful to women, and you'll be chill, right? Actually, the way to summon the deer woman, actually, I don't want you to do. Now that I think about it, I'm recanting what I just said, because do not summon the deer lady, because what you'd have to do is like something awful to a woman, and I don't want you to do that. Unless you want to try that with me, because I'll kick your ass.
Hi?
Yeah.
Hello? Are you the deer lady?
I'm hearing all sorts of stuff behind us. Are you hearing that? I almost like
feel
it.
like I'm hearing, like,
I almost like it more in the bush than I do out here. It's like I'm hearing the sound of a snake behind me.
I'm hearing something. It's like the spirit box is like masking that sound.
Exactly.
You know? It's freaky.
Behind us. You hear that? It sounds like something Métis.
Métis? I heard maiden maybe.
It's actually Sophie dropping a new track.
Is there something down this trail? Johnny heard something down here. Somebody back here?
Telepathy. It's hard to tell if we're just speaking with like a regular shadow.
This sounds messing with my neuros. Yeah.
Can you do something to show us?
I think it's for the
Can you
rest of
hear?
the video.
You'll have to make a really loud noise.
Too. Let's try to jump ahead.
That one's still recording?
What's that?
That one's still recording?
It's still going on.
Whoa.
Their camera fell over. I can't tell you. I have.
Who was that?
I have a stand right here, like right here next to me. I'll show it to you. And I cannot tell you how many times this damn thing falls over. Oh, can you see it? Yeah, I can't tell you how many times this damn thing falls over. Every time. So, their camera stand. Started playing my banjo. Their camera stand falling over in the woods does not impress me. My shit falls over in my bedroom. Is it haunted in here, I guess? Ooh.
Vacant. Holy shit, dude. Look, wait. The ovula said spin.
Spin?
Right when that happened.
Maybe it's the ghost of Spinderella. Hey, who's your buddy? At least
Who
they
was
turned that
that?
shit off. That was annoying.
Vacant.
I wonder if this was the spot where the jogger lady got knocked down.
Did she get up again? Why would you even assume that of all the areas in that whole park, that was the place where the lady got knocked down? That's just like a huge assumption.
That's that same noise we
Huge
heard.
leap in logic.
That was
right
much closer
there.
this time. Hello? You think that could be a person though?
I have no idea if she passed. I'm stupid. I'm just
no
being
idea.
stupid.
This thing stopped recording when it flew. It's weird that it would say spin.
And then the camera spins around. Did it spin or did it?
It fell.
It just tipped over.
It
What?
didn't even stop recording when it hit the ground. It stopped
Should it-
recording after, 30 seconds later.
Really? Can you please tell me who you are now? Use the Ovilus.
I'm freaked out, man. Tripod's broken. Look.
You busted the tripod too?
Tripod.
Where's the other parts?
Oh, we came right off of
Yeah,
the...
man.
Sandworms.
Wow.
You think it was
just popped
sandworms,
straight
John, that knocked over the camera? Yeah. Maybe they're gonna snack on the bros.
Off.
Okay, maybe lighting
Yeah,
candles.
you hear that?
Yeah.
Dear woman. It's the dear woman.
Okay.
Because she has
Maybe.
nothing better to do, like I said, than to come mess with your camera. This ancient spirit of feminine justice has nothing better to do but come knock your stupid ass camera over.
The candles were a bad idea.
So
We're
I'm
doing something we
angry
shouldn't,
now.
maybe?
That's what I'm worried about. It's not even coming from over here.
Hello?
Dear woman versus dear
Okay.
woman.
See something?
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. It looked like something.
What was that?
You know there's creatures
That
in
came
the
from
forest.
here, where it's completely swampy.
Freaked me the f out.
I heard a voice behind me.
Rose got himself so primed.
It's coming from all directions, man. Yeah, I think I might have to turn the light on.
You're surrounded by
What
Yeah,
is
that sounded like a screaming noise from over here.
It's coming from in the f***ing water. Like, this is all that's impossible. It's coming from in the water.
Oh no.
Is that her, do you think?
Animals can't live in water. It's impossible.
Yeah, this is where we heard it from. There's no way this is all swamp, just water. Hello?
My heart's racing.
I didn't mean to yawn like I'm bored of my own show. Sorry. These guys haven't
Where is it
found
coming from? It's coming from in the f***ing water.
anything, and they act surprised that things can live in the water and make noise. It's blowing my
Yeah,
mind.
let's run that and see if we can pick up that noise.
With headphones?
Like, yeah, that's exactly my point, though. Is like, it's fine, but how can it be the deer woman? Because the deer woman wouldn't live in the water.
Okay, that's super weird.
Really? What?
I'm hearing like a radio.
A
Deer
radio?
woman
A radio.
would live in the forest, maybe near the water.
No way.
Holy.
Something just passed in front of our light.
What?
A big.
Okay, that's super weird.
Really? What?
I'm hearing like a radio.
A radio?
A radio.
I'm sus. Passing in front of their light.
No way.
Holy.
Something just passed in front of our light.
Where?
A big shadow just walked in front of our light. Cause
Not seeing it.
I'm freaked out, man. What do you mean a radio? Like, holy shit. The light just shut off. We're gonna be out here without lights, man.
What happened to the other? Oh,
It's out there.
can we grab it?
Yes. Yeah, utterly ridiculous.
Oh.
What was that?
I just bumped it with my finger.
man,
It was
scared
really
me.
loud.
Okay. We left Liberia Park. We went about our lives normally and began to film dialogue and get ready to edit the episode. But unfortunately, bad luck started to come our way. I had my bank account hacked, my truck was towed, and stuck in the impound for 30 days, and things began to go missing around the house. Cell phone chargers were gone, camera gear went missing, and even another one of our motion activated dolls disappeared and still has never resurfaced. Another major thing happened, but it's a personal matter that hasn't been shared publicly yet. This is, yeah, sometimes I'm like, I'm freaking cursed because a whole bunch of stuff will happen to me, right? Like, a whole bunch of shit in a row. I can say right now, like, oh, this is all the results of a curse from when I went in to do this thing. And this is my retribution. But a correlation without causations does happen, you know? You're using all your camera equipment more because you're out shooting a thing about Deer Woman, and then to assume that, oh, because of that means Deer Woman's the one who messed with your stuff. It's so weird. Deer Woman, as I cannot stress this enough, has better things to do than mess with your camera or play with your dolls or steal your cell phone charger. Who the hell do you think you are that Deer Woman's going to take her time to come to your home and steal your cell phone charger? Deer Woman is like, basically she's a demigod, right? She has no time for your nonsense. No time for your nonsense. We chalked it up to simple bad luck, but it crippled the channel for a while and put a huge delay on getting this episode out. It wasn't until I showed this next piece of footage to someone that I realized it might not have just been bad luck, but maybe a curse. The face on the tree. Oh no, periodolia? Is that what we're doing? Is that where we're gonna wrap things up? About the Deer Woman?
What is this on this tree? Look at this.
What is it?
A face?
Whoa, what is that?
Oh no.
A face?
That's so creepy.
That is fucked.
That's terrifying.
You can get those at the Dollar Tree, yo. You get the whole set for like $1.25 and come out in the woods and stick them on any tree you want, and nobody can stop you, and it's not creepy. Here's some Deer Woman lore that you might not know. Deer Woman stretched out the elastic in Jason from Dragons and Genesis' socks, and now they're sliding down inside his shoes. Yeah, curse you, Deer Woman, he screams at the sky in mad fury. Oh my god, I peeked in a Nick F stream. Oh, gross. Last night, half the audience was femboys, this or TS that. Kinda messed me up because he's such a conservative POS, yeah. I used to find dead lizards on a barbed wire fence. Took me a while to find out what was doing that. Turns out it was a little bird. Yep, it's a butcher bird, and they're so cute, and they look so innocent, and they're like, I will impale everything on spikes. Thank you, Jason, for plugging my links. Are you familiar with the Shrike from Hyperion? Oh, y'all are talking about the bird? Okay. Do you have a wish list? I'd be curious to see it. Yeah, I do. On Amazon. I can drop a link to it. There's one for the Hive. I haven't updated it in forever, so it's been as I you know, when I'm broke, I don't go out to Amazon much, because all it does is remind me how broke I am. But let's see, Hive wish list. Yeah, like there's lots of pool stuff on there. We don't have a pool anymore. Right, things like that. Mostly it's clothes though. Clothes, outfits, and stuff like that. Some books. I'm just making sure that there's nothing on here that else that needs to be taken off. Give me just a minute. I'll share it. Yeah. That looks about right. Alright, I can share it now. There you go. If you want to see my Amazon wish list. It's right there.
You know who put this face here?
Yeah, let's run a test here.
Right here?
Yeah, let's set up the lights so it's not shining right in our faces.
Okay.
Later, we were informed that the face on the tree is part of a story. The barrier park lore is that the face on the tree watches all. It maintains balance and watches if you are respecting the forest. We were never told what happened if you disrespected the forest, but after all the bad luck that happened following the investigation, we had ourselves wondering, did we do anything to disrespect the forest that we were unaware of? Or is it just a story with a very strange coincidence of bad luck? I mean, you disrespected the deer woman by treating her like a freaking ghost when she's like a powerful Native American spirit. I think that was problematic.
Turn this up here.
Oh, it did spike a little bit.
This area feels really weird. And you know what's weird is you even mentioned you're like coming this area.
Yeah, it
So
was
you
like
felt
from this
uncomfortable.
kind of spot where I started feeling something. There's a creepy feeling coming from over here.
Alright. So that was Paranormies. Coverage of Deer Woman. If they don't need my promotion, but I enjoyed watching their ghost hunt. I'm mean, but that's part of the whole thing. I'm like, oh, you're being disrespectful and all that, but you know, if it weren't for people doing this, I wouldn't have stuff to cover. This is my favorite part of this, of doing Cryptic Corner, other than maybe covering actual, like, oh, this is video footage of this cryptid or whatever. It's watching these ghost hunters and stuff stumble around in the forest at night or in a haunted house at night, not understanding how their equipment works and not understanding natural acoustics of the environment. It's always a good time. But when it comes to Cryptic Corner, I do want to try to maybe focus more on this. Like, if this is the kind of content that you all want to see anyway, I would say I want to spotlight things like this and maybe do like standalone streams where we go into different, like, follow different ghost hunters and stuff. I tried doing the Charlatan's Web thing for a while. I may bring it back. I don't know. It wasn't like getting really any kind of views or anything, and I was kind of a pain in the ass to get people together to do it. I don't know. I enjoyed doing it when it lasted. I just don't want to make it like saying I have to do it every week, because that's what gets me. When I say I have to do something, that's where I get like I'm I don't want to say overwhelmed. It triggers my anxiety though. Yeah. Anyway, so that's been Cryptic Corner, and we covered the deer woman. Do you believe in the deer woman? What do you think the deer woman phenomena is? Is it just folklore? Were these men disrespectful to treat the deer woman like she was a ghost? Let us know in the comments down below, and please remember to be kind, take care, and we will see you next time. All right, beauties and bees. I'm going to take a quick intermission. We'll be back with our weirdness. We'll get down with the weirdness here in just a moment, so don't go anywhere. We are going to explore the mystical world of crystals. All right, I'll see you back here in just a few.
This holiday, grab some eggnog. Let's gather around the fireplace and celebrate the birth of our blessed Lord with the soothing sounds of a very special Darth Dawkins Christmas collection. 753 wonderful hits.
Here we go. Shut the fuck up. You're totally clueless, so stop with the shtick. Don't ever talk me, you're being rude. I'm old enough to be your fucking father, dude. Shut the fuck up.
All your favorites are here, in one spectacular collection.
You come into my room and mute me. Restore my mic, you fucking troll. Doobie's a fucking asshole I can't tolerate anymore. I've had to quit this server 4 fucking times before.
Digitally remastered and expertly rendered in high-quality audio. Never before has such a splendid compilation been put together.
So the problem with homosexuals is that God made male for females. The Bible is very clear. Don't be queer, don't be queer, don't be queer. Thank you. Bing, 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 bing.
Order with your credit card in the next 30 minutes, and if you manage to successfully render an argument for intelligibility within your godless worldview, you'll receive a beautifully decorated King James Bible, along with your own personally autographed copy of Dawkins' Presuppositionalist Guide, Crushing Atheism. Absolutely free. Merry Christmas, and a blessed New Year.
Boom! You're not server muted. Get out of my room.
Hello, my beauties and bees, and welcome once again to our Weekend Weird. This week, the weird thing we're going to talk about is going to be magic crystals, because of course it is. And we've covered magic crystals on this channel before, and we've looked at it from a few different angles. I think the angle we got today is going to be AI slop that makes you want to pull your hair out. So that's what we're going to sink our teeth into. But before I do that, before I get into that, we are going to give a quick shout out to my longtime supporter and a friend, Who's Your Buddy, for gifting 10 Hive memberships. You are part of the Hive now. Whether you like it or not, you're one of my bee minions. So, those went to John Rapp, Dragons in Genesis, that's Jason, Spooky Bed Hair, Right-Handed Sis, Al Trucker, Blaster Master 80, Pragmatic Crystal, My Unfinished Sock, Galasia, Boner, Queen Detroit Atheist, that's Kelly. Yeah, oh my gosh, thank you so much for the gift memberships. Always appreciate that kind of support. So, anything you can spare, we will we'll make the best use of as we can out here in the desert, trying to survive. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of you so much. My hair keeps tickling them. See, I have like this soft paintbrushy wispy hair on the ends. I need to get my hair trimmed, and it keeps tickling my titties and making me itch. And when I itch, I keep making my bra pop out, and I see my bra on camera. I go to cover it back up, which moves my hair and makes it tickle my titties again. I cannot win. I cannot win. It's self-repeating. All right, so for the channel that we're going to be looking at, this one has deceptively good AI voice, right? It's like, it's not great by any stretch of the imagination, but just like if you're casually listening to it talk in the background, you could mistake it for a real person. But there's some things that it says and does. It's like, okay, this is AI for sure. It's for sure AI. The art's AI. The voice is AI. This is Hidden Academy. It only has 7 subscribers and 7 videos. So 1 subscriber for each of videos. I am not a subscriber because I don't subscribe to AI slop channels. But this one is pretty fucking hilarious with a lot of the claims that it makes. So hopefully we have some fun with it. And we're going to start with a beetle, a giant beetle, apparently, because that's like is that a 8x10 sheet of paper? Because this beetle is gigantic. It's as big as a freaking dog. Bigger than a dog. If it was a St. Bernard, maybe. Let's turn it up. You all let me know if the audio sounds all right.
Okay, get this. In 1880, Pierre Curie discovered that squeezing a quartz crystal creates electricity. Fast forward to today, that weird crystal magic is literally powering your smartphone, watch, and computer right now. Mind blown yet? Because we're just getting started. Hey there, truth seekers. Welcome back to the Hidden Academy, where we don't just repeat history, we decode it. I'm your host.
He's going to decode it for us.
And today we're tackling something that's either dismissed as complete new age.
Damn it, I can't just push the back button. Okay, maybe I can.
And today we're tackling don't just repeat. Hey there, truth seekers. Welcome back to the Hidden Academy, where we don't just repeat history, we decode it. I'm your host. And today we're tackling something that's either dismissed as complete new age nonsense.
He's like, oh, by the way, host here. The host with the most.
Or hyped as miracle healing rocks, crystals. Look, I was a total skeptic too. I used to roll my eyes at crystal shops faster than you can say overpriced quartz. That is, until I stumbled across declassified research from the Soviet Union's psychic warfare.
Ah, secret Soviet research. That's my favorite. My favorite secret Soviet research is the ape men, Stalin's ape men. Are you all familiar? We'll have to add that to the list. Oh my gosh, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna add. I'm gonna add Stalin's ape men to the CrypticCorner list for polls for next week. I'm excited about that. Actually, let me write that down so I don't forget. That's a brilliant idea, isn't it? Soviet ape man, and they're like soldiers, right? But of course, psychic warfare programs, Soviet psychic spies. I think that was in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull that that Kate Blanchett she played a Soviet psychic spy. Of course, so did George Clooney. And I always talk about that movie, but The Men Who Stare at Goats is so funny. It's like a real program that happened, and like with the LSD and all that. It's true that they did. I don't think any of them had like actual psychic powers or anything, but yeah. I used to sell crystals. It didn't go so well because everyone wanted me to tell them they'd help them commune with the dead or the angels or what the fuck ever. No. Yeah. I like crystals. And I even like using a crystal as like a psychodrama sort of thing, like to focus on. Like when I worked a lot in call centers and stuff, when I get someone problematic on the phone, I used to have a crystal that I'd hold in my pocket, and I'd just squeeze it, and it'd make me feel better, and I'd convince myself that that I'm forcing the negativity into the crystal or whatever, like psychodrama, like tricking my brain into being chill.
Program that detailed their extensive crystal experiments. Yeah, that's a real thing that happened. Here's what's crazy. Virtually every advanced ancient civilization became obsessed with specific crystals. The Egyptians buried pharaohs with massive quartz crystals aligned to specific constellations.
I like how whoever did the editing for the actual video, not just the closed caption, but the actual video, Egyptians buried pharaohs with massive quartz, like basketball quartz, quartz of law. Not quartz, which is Quartz. So I'm wondering how well researched this is going to be if you can't even research how to properly spell quartz.
Buried pharaohs with massive quartz crystals aligned to specific constellations. Mayans carved skulls from single pieces of quartz that modern optical engineers...
The crystal skulls. Hold on. Damn it, that's not what I wanted to do. I have a video on the crystal skulls. Let me share a link, because I'm not going to cover the crystal skulls again. Well, I might, like in a panel situation with multiple people, especially if I get a true believer of the crystal skulls to come on.
Still can't fully explain. Ancient Chinese emperors were buried in jade suits because they believed jade preserved consciousness after death. Were all these advanced civilizations the same people who built pyramids with astronomical precision and tracked star movements over centuries? Just superstitious crystal lovers? Or did they understand something that we're only rediscovering through quantum physics and material science? I mean, think about it. We now use crystals for laser technology, precise timekeeping, data storage, and even medical ultrasound devices. The technology
just because crystals have practical application does not mean that Chinese emperors were right about jade preserving spirit or whatever. That's not what that means, right? That's not the next logical conclusion to draw from that. I'm sorry, but it's not. Like, the fact that there's practical application for crystals in science and technology in no way imports that crystals are magical. They the substances they're made from help us with like electrical stuff. That's like saying because copper has magic properties because it conducted electricity, and ancients knew that. So anything made out of copper is proof that they were trying to run electricity through it. No, copper's also pretty. Quartz is also pretty. Crystals are pretty. Some are very rare.
that powers our modern world relies on properties of crystals that would have seemed like actual magic just 150 years ago. In today's deep dive, we're connecting dots across time, from ancient crystal technologies to cutting-edge science. We'll explore exactly how crystals interact with energy, consciousness, and potentially even quantum fields. And wait till you hear about the Pentagon's classified research into crystal-based communication systems that supposedly couldn't be hacked or jammed, stuff that never made it to the public. So whether you sleep with amethyst under your pillow or think crystal healing belongs in the same category as flat earth theories, I'm asking you to...
Crystal healing does belong in the same category with flat earth theory, unless you're talking about crystals being used in electronics in the healthcare industry, which is a completely different claim, right? And you're talking about the physical properties of a crystal and the metaphysical properties of crystals. We need to make a distinction here, right? You're conflating.
Hit pause on those judgments for the next 20 minutes. The truth, as always, is way more fascinating than either extreme. Ready to have your mind legitimately blown?
Well, most resource stuff is like that, Kristen. Like even food. The food scarcity is artificial. It's not like real. We throw away every day, just in the U.S., enough food to feed the whole entire goddamn planet. We're just a wasteful lot. It all goes to the rubbish heap.
About these ancient rocks. Let's go. Let's set the record straight on something. Crystal use wasn't just some fringe practice in ancient times. We're talking about technology.
Oh yeah, Ember. Well, I sleep on a pillow made of amethyst, on a bed that's carved from hematite, under a blanket of obsidian shards. Did I win?
Applications that were central to the most advanced civilizations in history. Take ancient Egypt. In the tomb of Tutankhamun, archaeologists found crystal scarabs and wands precisely positioned on the...
I gotta say, if you're going to be sleeping with a crystal of any shape or of any kind, whatever, just make sure that it has a flared base, right? That's the important part. If it doesn't have a flared base, you cannot sleep with it.
Pharaoh's body at specific energy points, exactly where modern acupuncturists would place needles. Coincidence? The ancient Egyptian medical papyri actually included instructions for using different crystals to treat specific ailments.
Right? Like what Robert's saying here, those crystals are grown to have specific properties. A piece of quartz from your rock garden won't work. That's exactly right. That's what's so funny about the plot to Congo. Right? They're like, oh, we have to go into the Congo to find these diamonds because they're the only thing that'll help power our laser thing. And synthetic diamonds are so much better for use of electronics than the natural diamonds. Natural diamonds are mostly like low tier. And it's a waste of a natural diamond too, because the geological significance of a diamond is the only value that it really has to me.
But here's where it gets wild. Analysis of these artifacts shows they weren't just grabbing any pretty rocks. They specifically selected materials with high piezoelectric and paramagnetic properties. That's not random crystal collecting. That's applied material.
But the properties that make quartz piezoelectrical receptive are also the properties that make them pretty. So there is, I was bitching about causation and correlation earlier, and I'm making it here to an extent, but like the crystals that have the ability to carry electric currents, or they don't even carry electric currents. They do more like direct electric currents, but It's more complicated than that. I'm not a physicist. I'm not going to pretend like I understand it all, but are also the properties that make them pretty, right? Like if the more symmetrical they are, which is why synthetic diamonds work so much better in this aspect, or in this aspect of technology, because you can direct the facets. That's what makes them pretty, and also what makes them work. Same thing with like precious metals, like the metals that carry electrical currents the best are also the ones that are pretty. Copper and gold come to mind. They're both very shiny, right? They're used just as much in decorations as they are in anything else.
Science. The ancient Chinese didn't just value jade for its beauty. Imperial records from 2,500 years ago describe using crystal-tipped needles to redirect what they called qi energy in the body. They categorized crystals based on their effects on human energy fields centuries before we had any instruments to measure bioelectromagnetics. Now, I know what some of you are thinking.
But we've always been aware of our nerve endings, though. Even if we didn't know they were electrical, we knew we had nerve endings. And crystals, a lot of crystals anyway, have a what's the scale they use for sharpness of a substance? I know obsidian ranks really high, like one of the highest. North02 always talks about it. The channel North02 that does all the Paleolithic. It's a really good channel. He makes like the knives. He's also really cute, but he makes the knives and like the Neanderthals made, and the spears and things like that of ancient hunter-gatherer types. Really cool stuff. But he talks about that scale, and I can't remember what it is. Is it Mohs? I know the softness is a completely different scale, because like obsidian's really sharp, but it's really soft compared to a lot of other materials too, so it'll break off quicker. But yeah, I don't even know how I got on this conversation now. Let me back the video up.
Categorized to redirect what they call qi energy.
Now I'm back on track. Because they're talking about their use in medical work. And yes, these sharp stones, Moses for hardness, okay. For sharp stones used in like medical procedures and in scarification and things like that. And in acupuncture, right? Anything that's going to make it as sharp as possible.
The body. They categorized crystals based on their effects on human energy fields centuries before we had any instruments to measure bioelectromagnetics. Now, I know what some of you are thinking.
Because it doesn't have anything to do with bioelectric measurement. It's because we're talking about sharpness is the important part here, right? Crystals will have two qualities. They can have two qualities independent of each other. One can be sharpness, and then one can be their ability to carry or to manipulate electrical currents. Good grief. You can tell I'm not a professional speaker.
Cultures just like shiny rocks. But that doesn't explain why these civilizations, separated by oceans and developing independently, all arrived at nearly identical conclusions about which specific crystals had which specific properties. The Mayans created crystal skulls with optical properties that still baffle modern scientists. These skulls, carved from single pieces of quartz, exhibit unusual optical...
Show me one skull carved from a single piece of quartz that was ancient and Mayan and not machined. Show me just one. And again, I posted the link for the crystal skulls video a ways up in the chat. So I've covered the topic. There's a video on my channel covering the crystal skulls. They were all modern. They were all manufactured and with modern equipment. I don't know what to tell you, pal.
Effects, including the ability to channel light in unexpected ways. Mitchell Hedges' skull, discovered in 1924, has optical properties so precise that modern experts initially suggested it must have been created with advanced technology. The ancient Greeks
It was created with modern technology. They even know the tools that were used to make it. Mo, Curly, and Larry.
Documented the electromagnetic properties of lodestone and amber crystals. Thales of Miletus wrote about their ability to attract objects around 600 BC. That's the earliest documented object.
Amber can hold a electric charge, so you can like rub amber like that in between your hands, and then it'll like collect like in like if you're in like a dusty room or something, you go and it'll collect all the dust to it. It's kind of cool to watch.
Observation of electromagnetic properties in human history. What's really fascinating is that these weren't just spiritual objects. They were practical technologies. The Vikings used crystalline stones like Iceland spar, optical calcite.
You got to read this because someone went and did some research for us while we were talking about this. According to Google, the BESS scale, B-E-S-S, I'd call it the BESS scale, but they may just call it the B-E-S-S scale. It'd be stupid to call it that one. BESS sounds badass. Brubacher's edge sharpness, or probably edge sharpness scale. So call it the BESS scale would probably be a little bit redundant if the last S stands for scale, but I digress. Specifically quantifies the sharpness of an edge on a material often used for knives and whetstones, where lower numbers under 100 G-force means extremely sharp. Thank you. Yeah.
Navigation at sea. These sunstones could locate the position of the sun on cloudy days by polarizing light, a property only recently confirmed by modern physics.
That's the funny thing, isn't it, Ember? That's like the Baghdad batteries. People are like, oh my gosh, you can hold an electric charge. They can hold an electric charge. It's like, yeah, the same amount of electric charge you can hold, you can like put in a balloon by rubbing it on your head, right? It's not impressive amount of electric charge. It's party trick level of electric charge. And I'm perfectly okay with thinking that people that lived in the desert knew about static electric properties. Even if they didn't understand they were static electric, they kind of knew that, like, when you lay in a room in the dark at night and you have a wool blanket and you shuffle the blanket, static sparkles through it, right? That's something we see, something we experience as humans. We experienced it long before Ben Franklin flew his kite with the key. We experienced this electricity before we knew exactly what we were dealing with. And I don't know, surely you guys have all laid under a wool, or there's a few other materials that'll hold a good charge like that too. Blanket at night in a dark, dry room and shuffled the blanket and saw the static run through it, right? That's something we've all experienced. And that's something ancient Egyptians experienced too. You don't need to understand electricity to have experienced that. And the fact that things like the Baghdad battery, which has, copper inlays and stuff like that, is going to carry a static charge, or that having amber around is going to attract static charges on a surface. Like if you have a piece of amber on a table and it gets rubbed, it's going to attract things to it, and you're going to see like patterns of that in the dust.
The ancient Sanskrit text of India describes something called Vaidurya, crystalline materials said to store and transmit both light and information. Sound familiar? We call them fiber optics now, and they're the backbone of the internet. Even relatively isolated cultures like the Australian Aboriginals use specific crystals in shamanic practices, believing they could communicate across vast distances through these stones.
But the crystals used in fiber optics are synthetic, so that they can direct the current through the facets. Oh my goodness.
Interestingly, many of the crystals they selected, like clear quartz and selenite, are the exact same materials we now use for communication technology. But here's the...
Thank you for the further details, right-handed Seth. Obsidian typically achieves a best score that ranges from 3 to 5 for expertly crafted blades, making it exceptionally sharp. This places it among the sharpest possible edge, far exceeding typical steel knives. So yeah, and the idea that ancient people would have used that material for like acupuncture and stuff like that. I mean, that's that checks out for me.
$1 million question. How did all these ancient cultures independently discover the same properties in the same crystals? More importantly, why did these discoveries largely disappear from Western knowledge?
Fiber optics can be crystal, synthetic crystal, but I don't know, could it be glass too? It maybe is, and you can form glass into crystal or to crystalline to shapes like a crystal, and it'll carry a current too. Glass carries static. Sometimes you can walk up to a window and feel the static field around it. Glass actually carries a current pretty good, a static electric surface current.
For over 1,000 years. The answer might surprise you. When Christianity became Rome's official religion, Emperor Theodosius ordered the destruction of the ancient library of Alexandria in 391 CE, which housed much of the ancient world's crystal knowledge. Later, during medieval witch hunts, anyone found with healing crystals could be executed for witchcraft. What we're seeing isn't the absence of crystal science.
I do like crystals too. If people want to send me crystals, I would love it. But it's crazy to rope in the Library of Alexandria like it's like they burned that down and all the crystals burned up. If you think crystals burned up in a fire, that should be a pretty hot damn fire. How hot what's the melting temperature of a crystal, of a quartz crystal? Let's look that up. Instead of just talking out of your ass, Bree. Melting point of quartz. 1,700 degrees Celsius or 390 degrees Fahrenheit. So, not something you're pulling off in your easy bake oven.
We're seeing the deliberate suppression of it. By the time the scientific revolution rolled around in the 16th and 17th centuries, crystal knowledge had been effectively purged from European consciousness. Western science had to start from scratch, rediscovering properties that ancient civilizations had already mapped out thousands of years earlier. But here's where things get really interesting. How modern scientific discoveries are finally catching up to what ancient civilization...
Man, I'm barely getting through this one either. We're 7 minutes in. He just says so much wrong so quickly that I have to spend so much time talking about it and explaining why he's like misrepresenting things. Like this catching up to ancient civilizations. This is it's like Atlantis level nonsense that, oh yeah, the ancients had crystal powered cities and stuff, and according to who? Like where did you get that information from? Like who is telling you that the ancient Egyptians like actually had like electrically powered pyramids and shit like that? Who is telling you this? Because it's not the people who study that. I'll tell you that right now. Is it Graham Hancock? Is that who you're listening to?
Somehow already knew. And that's where this story gets even weirder. So what exactly is happening in these rocks at a molecular level that made them so valuable to ancient civilizations? And why is modern science suddenly catching up? Let's start with the basics. Crystals aren't just pretty rocks. They're highly organized molecular structures. Unlike most solids where atoms are arranged randomly.
They have highly organized molecular structures. They're not molecular. I mean, I guess there are molecular structures of everything is a molecular structure, but
organized molecular structures. Unlike most solids where atoms are arranged randomly, crystals have atoms arranged in precise, repeating three-dimensional patterns called lattices. This isn't just a cool fact, it's the key to everything that follows. First up, piezoelectricity. This is the ability of certain crystals to generate an electrical charge when mechanical pressure is applied. Quartz is the poster child for this property. When you squeeze, even weirder. So what exactly is happening in these rocks at a molecular level?
Because there are ones that have the play button on it, but it didn't play it, it made it smaller. So it has like rewind. It doesn't
that
seem
made
to
them
work.
so valuable
This
happening in these rocks at a molecular level that made them so valuable to ancient civilizations? And why is modern science suddenly catching up? Let's start with the basics. Crystals aren't just pretty rocks. They're highly organized molecular structures. Unlike most solids where atoms are arranged randomly, crystals have atoms arranged in precise, repeating three-dimensional patterns called lattices. This isn't just a cool fact. It's the key to everything that follows. First up, piezoelectricity. This is the ability of certain crystals.
And maybe I've been saying it wrong, but like I used to do guitar repairs, and we called it piezoelectric, which is the kind of like a kind of pickup that's used mostly in acoustic instruments. A piezoelectric pickup.
Generate an electrical charge when mechanical pressure is applied. Quartz is the poster child for this property. When you squeeze it, electrons actually move through the crystal structure, creating a measurable electrical voltage. The reverse is also true. Apply electricity to these same crystals, and they physically change shape. That's wild when you think about it. A solid object that moves when electricity flows through it. This isn't fringe science. It's how your quartz watch keeps time.
That's a misrepresentation of what happens, though. The structure of the quartz is not changing, but the way the light moves through the quartz will change with electric charge, and it will look different. It'll visually shift, but it's not actually. There's no physical change there. It's just the way that light travels through the crystal that changes when you add electrical charge to it. That's just a silly misrepresentation of what's actually happening.
How speakers and microphones work, and how ultrasound imaging helps doctors see inside your body. But here's where it gets more interesting. In 1982, scientists discovered something.
So piezo, I'm getting piezo. Yeah, that's what I am hearing too. Piezo. Thank you.
Called the bioelectric effect. Certain crystals, particularly those used by ancient healers, can affect the electrical properties of biological tissues. When specific crystals are placed near living cells, they can influence the electrical potentials across cell membranes. Think I'm heading into new age territory? This research was published in the Journal of Biological Physics and is used in modern medical devices that accelerate bone healing for fracture patients. Then there's the semiconductor effect. Certain crystals allow electrical current to flow through them under specific conditions. Silicon, a crystal.
That's literally what piezoelectric means. Under mechanical stress, electricity flows through them.
Material is the foundation of all modern computing. But ancient texts describe certain stones as awakening when touched by sunlight, a primitive description of photovoltaic properties that we now use in solar panels. One of the most fascinating properties is crystal oscillation. Crystals like quartz vibrate at extremely precise frequencies when electricity is applied. This property is so reliable that crystal oscillators form the basis of all precision timekeeping in the modern world. Your smartphone, GPS.
That's true, and again, it's structural. It's not anything magical. It's the structure of the crystal that allows electricity to flow through it, and it allows vibrations to flow through it. It allows light to flow through it. Crystals are cool. Well, nobody's disputing that, but they're not magic.
Satellites and the entire internet rely on the consistent vibration of quartz crystals to stay synchronized. Now, here's where science starts overlapping with what ancient civilizations described: crystal entrainment. When a vibrating crystal is placed near another object that can vibrate at multiple frequencies, the second object tends to synchronize with the crystal's vibration. This principle, called resonant entrainment, is well established in physics. What if human bodies, which run on bioelectrical systems, could be influenced? Recent research in quantum biology
Did you hear that? It just like cut off, like in the middle of a sentence. Come on.
Our bodies may be far more sensitive to quantum effects than previously thought. Studies from institutions like Oxford University and UC Berkeley have found quantum coherence playing a role in photosynthesis, burn navigation, and potentially even in human neural networks. The most stunning example comes from research on magnetite crystals discovered in the human brain in the 1990s. These natural crystals can respond to electromagnetic fields and may form part of a biological system for sensing electromagnetic energy that we don't fully understand.
What? Did he say a biological system? It's part of how is it a part of a biological system if it exists outside? Help me with this one.
Yet. Then there's the bizarre world of non-local quantum effects in certain crystals. In 2011, physicists at MIT demonstrated quantum entanglement in macroscopic diamonds at room temperature, showing that quantum effects aren't limited to subatomic particles in near zero temperatures. This is cutting-edge stuff, but ancient mystery schools described crystals as connecting across space.
Again, he's like, they have these physical properties that with modern technology we're allowed to use and exploit for technology, specifically for technology, and it means that that ancient civilizations somehow had like crystal-powered cars and stuff. I don't know what the deal is that they somehow that they knew about these other properties because crystals have so many different uses and so many different properties. I mean, look at all the different things we've discussed: refracting light, carrying vibrations, carrying electricity, being just aesthetically pleasing and making lovely decorations. It's a sharper edge, a sharper cutting edge, right? Density, being hard for a cutting edge on a diamond carbide and things like that.
And resonating with distant energies. Were they observing quantum entanglement without the scientific vocabulary to describe it? The Pentagon has actually funded research into using crystals for quantum communications, precisely because certain crystalline structures can maintain quantum coherence, potentially allowing for unhackable communication systems based on quantum entanglement. What's particularly fascinating is how certain crystals interact with human electromagnetic fields. We now know through magnetoencephalography that the human brain produces a measurable
magnetoencephalography?
Electromagnetic field. Research at HeartMath Institute has shown that the heart produces
This is not a guy. This is an AI for sure, Robert. Yeah. It is AI, definitely.
Electromagnetic field 5,000 times stronger than the brain's field. When specific crystals are brought near these human energy fields, measurable interactions occur. Crystal structures can both amplify and organize electromagnetic patterns, potentially explaining why ancient healers placed specific crystals at particular points on the body. But perhaps the most revolutionary understanding comes from Marcel Vogel, a research scientist at IBM who held 32 patents in luminescence and liquid crystal systems. After retiring from IBM,
I want to be the Liquid Crystal Systems. That's the hell of a band name. I need a liquid. I'm gonna play lead guitar, but I need a vocalist, a bass player, a drummer. Yeah, because y'all be the Liquid Crystals. I'm here for it.
Vogel conducted experiments showing that quartz crystals can store and transfer information via their molecular structure, similar to how computer memory works, but without electricity. Vogel's work suggested that human intention could actually affect the information stored in crystal structures. A claim that sounds mystical until you understand that intention involves focused electromagnetic brain activity. And
you're gonna focus your electromagnetic brain energy into a crystal, y'all. This is what I was talking about. Like, it's okay to thought form that, to brainstorm that in your head to help you deal with a stressful situation. Like I said, I used to have a crystal I'd have in my pocket. I take to work with me every day, and I would hold the crystal and concentrate on putting the negativity I was feeling into that crystal as a psychodrama to deal with negativity in my environment. It doesn't mean there was anything actually mystical happening here, or anything practical happening at all, other than me doing an exercise to help me deal with my stress.
Crystals respond to electromagnetic fields. But is any of this actually applicable to real life? Or are we just finding interesting correlations? Let's look at how this science translates to practical applications, both ancient and modern. So we've got these amazing properties in crystals, but the million-dollar question is, can they actually do anything useful for us as humans? Let's separate fact from fiction and
we've already
explore
went over dozens of uses for crystals in modern times, right? You don't have to act like this is, now we're going to say this because we've already covered it.
applications that have real evidence behind them. First, let's talk technology, because this is where crystal properties are undeniable. Every smartphone contains about 40 different crystalline materials, from the quartz oscillator that keeps time to the sapphire camera lens cover. Without crystals, modern tech simply wouldn't exist. But what about those more controversial applications, like healing and consciousness effects? This is where things get interesting. Medical science has already embraced
no healing unless you're counting the use in technology to carry electric current, like piezoelectric currents and things like that. Or maybe crystalline structure for a laser to pass through. Even I know they use rubies, or they used to use rubies in the old school. Optometric lasers or whatever. They do the eye surgeries with. Yeah.
certain crystal applications. Ultrasound machines use piezoelectric crystals to generate sound waves that image the inside of your body. That's not alternative medicine. That's standard hospital equipment. Surgical lasers use ruby crystals to create precisely focused light beams for cutting tissue. Infrared pain relief devices use crystalline structure.
Right, but that's not like a mystical property. It's like laser light passing through this crystalline structure causes this physical reaction, right? It's not metaphysical, it's physical. That's where you keep blurring the lines here, sir.
To produce specific wavelengths that penetrate tissue and reduce inflammation. These are FDA-approved medical devices, not fringe treatments. But what about placing crystals directly on the body? The practice that's most associated with New Age crystal healing. Here's where we need to be careful, but open-minded. Research from the University of Milan showed that certain crystals placed on skin create measurable changes in local blood circulation. The study used thermal imaging to detect temperature changes when specific crystals were applied to acupuncture points. Interestingly, these changes didn't occur with look-alike glass replicas. Something about the crystalline structure itself was creating the...
Or maybe the weight of the crystal compared to the glass. There's a lot of factors. I haven't read this paper or anything, so I'm not gonna be too hard on the research and say that it's impossible for that to change the blood pressure. But a lot of the physical properties that we talked about previously regarding crystals and like carrying currents of electricity through them, carrying piezoelectric currents. Even sitting on a desk is putting some pressure on there, which would cause electrical arcing, with your nerve endings in that location, which may cause your your blood vessels to expand or retract, things like that. There's a lot of factors to take into effect here before you start saying, hey, no, these are mystical healing crystals.
This might explain why ancient healing traditions worldwide place such emphasis on which specific crystals were used for which conditions. They weren't just choosing by color or beauty. They were selecting for particular energetic properties. Dr. Richard Gerber's research on vibrational medicine suggests that crystals may act as transducers, converting one type of energy to another. In his model, crystals can transform subtle energy imbalances in the body's field into more organized patterns. While controversial, his work
definitely can alter. They famously divide light waves up. So I mean, that's not untrue. Like, hold a crystal up into the light and turn it just right, and a rainbow will come out. That's because it's filtering all the different light frequencies all out separately. It's like it's separating them. So yeah, I mean, in a way.
is cited in peer-reviewed medical journals exploring biofield science. What's particularly fascinating is how modern therapeutic practices are rediscovering applications that match ancient descriptions. Crystal singing bowls, for instance, produce specific frequencies that affect brain wave patterns measurable on EEG. These same frequencies were described in ancient Tibetan healing texts as harmonizing consciousness. But the most intriguing applications may involve consciousness itself. Marcel Vogel's later research at IBM focused on how quartz crystals could store information imprinted through human intention. While this sounds mystical, it's mechanistically similar to how piezoelectric materials respond to pressure by generating electromagnetic fields. Our brains produce electromagnetic fields when we focus intention. Could these fields be interacting with crystal structures? The Global Consciousness Project...
That's where you cross the line. Could the fields from the electromagnetic pulses in our brains affect the environment, including crystals that we may be in contact with or in the presence of? I don't think the science is there to say that that's possible or that happens. That's where you're crossing the line.
At Princeton University has been monitoring networks of crystal-based random number generators since 1998, finding statistically significant coherence during major global events like 9/11. Their research suggests that consciousness itself may interact
9/11. That's a way to put it.
With crystalline structures in measurable ways. This might explain the ancient practice of using crystals for meditation and consciousness expansion. If crystals can maintain coherent energy states, placing them near the highly electromagnetic human brain during meditation might support more organized neural activity. The Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA, has actually funded research into crystal-based technologies for enhancing human cognitive performance. While the research remains classified, patent applications suggest they're exploring how certain crystalline structures can interact with human biofields to support enhanced mental function. For those interested in practical applications, here are evidence-based ways to work with crystals. For stress reduction, clear quartz crystal has been shown in laboratory settings to organize chaotic electromagnetic fields. Keeping a piece near electronic devices may help reduce electromagnetic stress, an increasingly recognized health issue. For sleep improvement, small-scale clinical studies show that amethyst, which emits...
Or is it a placebo effect, right? That you think that you're sleeping better because your brain's more at rest because you think that the quartz is going to help, and then that in turn makes you rest easier. Circular.
Far infrared radiation can increase parasympathetic nervous system activity associated with relaxation.
I very much doubt that someone's done an experiment with like a plastic replica replacing someone's sleep crystal with a plastic replica crystal. I don't know, but I doubt it.
Amethyst near your bedside may support deeper sleep patterns for focus and concentration. Silicon dioxide crystals like clear quartz can help maintain
May's doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
Consistent electromagnetic fields. Some preliminary research suggests that having clear quartz in your workspace may support mental clarity by stabilizing your brain's electromagnetic environment. For pain management, crystals with piezoelectric
Dude, that's totally ableist against people with mental health conditions. Yeah, I could fix my brain if I just wear a tiara. Actually. Why not? Oh, that hurt. There we go. Now I can be your dark queen. Do you want me to be your dark queen, fam? Is that what the Hive is here for? I have like a whole bunch of these too.
properties may support the body's natural bioelectric pain control systems. Research from China has shown that certain crystals applied along meridian lines can affect pain perception in ways similar to acupuncture. But let's be real. Crystals aren't magic cure-alls. They don't replace medical treatment. They don't cure cancer, and most consumer-level crystal products come with wildly exaggerated claims. The most responsible approach is to understand crystals as subtle environmental tools that may support your body's natural processes, not as miracle workers. Think of them as potential biofield tuning forks, not pharmaceutical replacements. What's particularly interesting is how the most evidence-based crystal applications align precisely with how ancient civilizations used these same stones thousands of years ago. Maybe they weren't just—
I have a few tiaras. They were all gifts to me from my roommate. But check it out. These got green crystals. They aren't comfortable, just in my opinion, but yeah. I was starting to pick up ghost frequencies, so I'm taking it off. We'll go with that.
Making things up after all. But perhaps the biggest takeaway is this. The line between ancient wisdom and cutting-edge science gets blurrier every year as quantum biology and biofield science advance. Mechanisms that could explain traditional crystal practices are finally emerging. So where does this leave us? Are crystals underestimated tools for health and consciousness, or overhyped new age trinkets? The truth, as usual, lies somewhere in the middle. We're standing at a fascinating crossroads where ancient knowledge and cutting-edge science are the field of quantum biology is exploding.
Yeah, like being half Glinda, half Alphaba with the green crystals. I have another one that has green crystals too. But if you tilt this just right and allow different light waves to pass through them, especially on the backside, they change shades, right, from a rosy color to a purple, and then back to into a white, and then back to the green.
Right now. Just 15 years ago, the idea that quantum effects could operate in warm, wet biological systems was considered impossible. Today, it's an established scientific fact. Researchers at institutions
in the wet biological systems. And if you want to get your biological system wet, BugBot, do the thing.
like MIT and Cambridge University are discovering quantum coherence in everything from plant photosynthesis to bird navigation to human neural networks. This quantum revolution opens entirely new ways to understand how crystals might interact with living systems. If our bodies utilize quantum effects, which we now know they do, then the quantum properties of crystalline structures become immediately relevant to human biology. Serious scientific exploration is already underway. The University of Arizona Center for Consciousness Studies is investigating how certain crystals might affect quantum coherence in biological systems. Their preliminary findings suggest that specific crystal formations can maintain quantum states that would normally collapse in complex environments. The U.S.
You're using the word quantum is doing so much heavy lifting right there. When I first came into the debate bro scene, there was a lot of these what I don't know what to call them, but I like to use the word quantum about everything. And yeah, it got really old really quick.
Military doesn't typically waste money on pseudoscience. Yet DARPA has ongoing research programs studying crystal-based technologies for enhancing
our bodies are full of crystals. They're just tiny.
Human performance and information processing. Their interest alone suggests there's something substantive behind the ancient claims. Several medical research teams are exploring crystalline structures.
Correlation, not causation. A crystal can have multiple properties that don't correlate. It would include being pretty when presenting your findings to the in alchemy to the king, right? It works really good to have a pretty crystal involved. Actual physical properties of tiny crystals used inside computers, completely separate, right? That does not mean that the alchemist was onto something because he thought, if I include a crystal here in my workings, I can impress the king and convince them to fund my research or whatever sort of thing.
For drug delivery systems that respond to the body's electromagnetic field, activating only in specific tissue environments. This precision targeting approach mirrors ancient descriptions of crystals that awakened only in the presence of specific conditions. But perhaps most exciting is the emerging field of biofield science. After decades of being dismissed, the study of the human electromagnetic field is gaining legitimate scientific attention. The NIH now funds research into biofield interactions, and several major universities have established centers dedicated to this work. As biofield science advances, we're developing better instrumentation to measure subtle energy interactions. New devices like superconducting quantum interference devices, SQUIDs, can
all of this stuff is fine. What the hell? It just says squids right in the middle of
detect
that.
extremely interactions. New devices like superconducting quantum interference devices, SQUIDs, can detect subtle energy interactions. As biofield science advances, we're developing better instrumentation to measure subtle energy interactions. New devices like superconducting quantum interference devices, SQUIDs, can detect extremely faint magnetic fields.
It's called squids for short. I get it. Okay, I was like, he just says squids right in the middle of a sentence. I'm like, what the
including those produced by crystals and living organisms. These tools may finally allow us to quantify what ancient healers could only describe qualitatively. So what should we make of all this as modern, rational people? Here's my take. The most balanced approach is neither uncritical acceptance nor cynical dismissal. Crystal properties exist on a spectrum, from the scientifically established, like piezoelectricity, to the promising but early stage research, like biofield effects, to the truly speculative, like interdimensional communication. Just because healing crystals get marketed...
Interdimensional communication? Okay. Where's that happening at? Who's doing that? Can you cite the research papers on that for me, please?
With exaggerated claims doesn't mean the underlying properties aren't real. And just because some properties are scientifically verified doesn't mean every ancient claim about crystals is accurate. If you're interested in exploring crystals yourself, here are 3 evidence-based principles to guide you. First, focus on applications with established mechanisms. Crystals for electromagnetic organization, frequency stability, and subtle energy coherence have more scientific support than claims about specific healing properties. Second, approach with healthy skepticism but genuine openness. Set aside both the new age tendency to attribute magical powers to crystals and the materialist reflex to dismiss subtle effects entirely. Third, combine ancient wisdom with modern knowledge. The most promising applications integrate traditional techniques with contemporary understanding of physics, biology, and consciousness. Remember that science itself is evolving. What seems impossible under one scientific paradigm often becomes standard knowledge in the next. Continental drift was ridiculed for decades before becoming basic while controversial, has been partially validated for serious researchers. If you're interested in exploring...
We're about to go into some coelacanth nonsense. Yeah. Not on my watch, pal. So, a lot of this is just silliness. I no wonder you only have 7 subscribers. Good grief. I do not recommend this channel. Low effort. Low effort and a lot of nonsense. Yeah. What do you all think, though? Were the ancients using crystal technology before we even knew about it? Is that what we're doing here? Oh. Because continental drift. Yes, absolutely. AI slop. 2 thumbs down. 2 thumbs down. That's what we get. That's what I love to debunk nonsense, though. So AI slop, when it comes at me as nonsense, I have just as much fun with it, and I get to ridicule the AI too. I actually feel a lot better. Like if this was a person talking this whole time, I'd feel a lot worse about casting the aspersions that I've cast in this show, being kind of mean about it. But it's AI slop. Yeah. So I don't really feel too bad about it. That's just me. All right. I'm going to take an intermission. Oh, I guess I got to close this out. All right. Yeah. Do you believe in, all that? I'm annoyed by some of the claims made in this video. Like crystal properties that are physical properties of the crystal itself are not the same as metaphysical properties that they're trying to link into this with ancient woo-woo nonsense. Let's just leave it at that. If you disagree with me, bring it in the comments down below. I argue with everybody who disagrees with me in the comments. That's what I live for. The only thing that will get you get your accounts deleted is just being like hyperbolic or off topic. Like you come at me like, oh, like you'll never be a woman nonsense or something like that in the chat, you're done. I'm gonna delete your comment. But if you want to actually talk about a topic at hand, we can do that. You want to talk about crystals? You want to talk about Yetis? I don't care. I'll argue with you in the comments until I'm blue in the face. Just keep it on topic, and we'll have a lot of fun down there. A lot of fun. All right. Until next time, please remember to be kind and take care. All right, so yeah, now I can mention my intermission. Now I can. All right, so I'm gonna take an intermission. I'm gonna go potty. Then we're gonna do the things. You know the things that we do. You know what we do. We're gonna do Bree's Bestiary. We're gonna talk about giant birds. The cool thing about bears too is that the brown bears, under the umbrella of brown bears, is actually the polar bears. They're grouped within that clade because there are clades of brown bears that are closer related to polar bears than they are to other brown bears. Polar bears are just a subclade of brown bears. They have to live in an Arctic environment over generations, and they're actually, you know, as the planet warms up a little bit, they're moving back inland and starting to interbreed back in with other brown bear populations. You know, that's going to be the best for their genetic descendants to interact with other populations of brown bears that aren't so adapted to this Arctic marine environment anymore. That's disappearing. All right, there we go. It didn't unmute automatically like it was supposed to, but that's okay. I'm not going to lose sleep over that. All right, so good morning. Hello. Welcome to Bree's Bestiary, the final segment of Live from the Hive, where I pick an animal from the animal kingdom and just talk about it for whatever aspect of it that I would like to in its correlation with mankind. So today, continuing what we've been doing since the summer, we're doing Maneaters, things that have been recorded to eat people. And I thought I'd touch on this because it's an interesting topic. Now, birds are generally not considered something that can eat or even attack a grown adult. Not usually. But they do attack kids. A few years back, it's been over a decade now. This video made its rounds. We have what appears to be either a golden eagle or a young bald eagle stooping down. grabbing a baby, but it wasn't able to get away with it. So it grabs, but it can't quite get it off the ground. Given the old college try, I think it's supposed to be a golden eagle. Gets it about a couple feet off the ground, drops it. And the cameraman runs up. The thing about this video is that it's absolutely fake. Absolutely fake. No, that did not happen. An eagle did not grab a baby. That was made with CGI. This is well before AI, so it's pretty impressive. Now there are if you look up eagle snatching baby, unfortunately there's actually, let's look real quick. There are just hundreds of them at this point, made with AI. Snatching pets, snatching babies, dogs protecting babies from eagles. It's all AI, right? But it's just loaded down with them at this point. Now here's one that is real, but this is a trained bird. And the bird's trained to go after whatever's moving out there in the field. And this kid was walking from their car, and the bird landed on him, sunk its talons right in. 8-year-old girl, yeah. And you can train an eagle to attack a wolf. You can train them to be an eagle to be literally badass. It's true. But we're generally not considered their natural prey. But here's some stories about grown adults being attacked by eagles.
You look up. It's a bird. What would you do if you were hiking in the desert and suddenly a shadow passed over you? You look up. It's a bird. A big bird. A really big bird.
Is it Big Bird from Sesame Street big?
Looking right at you.
Hive Mysteries with M.L. Berman.
Since early times, men and women have had to deal with dangerous animals. Lions, tigers, and bears. But what about birds? Really big birds. Birds that eat flesh and possibly could carry you off. Have they been reported in the Mojave? And are they still reported in the Mojave? Many people are familiar with the Native American concept of the thunderbird, a giant feathered being of supernatural power and strength.
And we've covered some Thunderbird here.
Numerous tribes from...
We have covered some Thunderbird. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, we have from looks like last year, we had Thunderbird. Just keeping things organized.
Coast to coast have oral and written traditions concerning the thunderbird. And the Mojave is no different. It was said to produce thunder and hurl lightning, and some tribes even have stories of the giant birds being menacing, as well as beneficial to the Indians. With the coming of the Anglos and Europeans into the desert...
And we just did Thunder Crows, too, which American Strangeness was who we covered on that. And American Strangeness was in CrypticCorner's premiere last night in the side chat.
The stories changed from something of a supernatural aspect to one of being outright monsters. Early papers carried articles of people being attacked by giant birds. Birds of enormous size that seemed hell-bent on seizing the pets, stock, and even the children of the early explorers. This article from
golden eagles, right? That's what that'd be the big eagles in this area of the country.
1871 describes what was termed a monster bird being sighted in Nevada. And though it sounds like a modern-day condor, the citizens of the towns were terrified it had come to look for human victims. 1916 brought this sensational story about deer hunters who fought off a double eagle attack that lasted for over 2 hours, but after they had shot one of them.
Yeah.
In 1919...
Oh my gosh, you were attacked by eagles for shooting at them. What a surprise that animals defend themselves. Frickin' piss off.
An article ran about a hunter killing a monster bird. But this time, it turned out to be just a huge pelican that somehow had ventured too far inland. But here's another
going around shooting pelicans? What an asshole thing to do. Pelicans don't do nothing to you.
Report from the same year about a man killing a monster eagle.
Unless it ate your baby. A pelican would eat your baby if you give it an opportunity to. You'd be surprised I think pelicans will try to eat. We get the Bad Birds song that we could, yeah.
That was supposedly looking to snatch a child. But were there actual attacks recorded with photographs? Yes. An article from 1926, complete with the picture, tells the tale of a huge eagle that tried to seize a child's dog. And when the little girl intervened, the bird went after her until her father shot
not 10
it.
foot. What are you talking about? That giant eagle with 10-foot wingspan? If that's a 5-foot wingspan, I'm impressed. I'm saying, yeah, 5-foot wingspan max. I'll give it 5 foot 4 inches. No way, it's 10 foot.
Although from the picture, it looks to be just a large but regular-sized raptor. But my favorite archive story has to be this one, about a man named Bert Burns, who while working on
is kind of a badass.
A telegraph line out in a remote spot, was attacked by a giant bird of prey and fought back with a hammer. Eventually, he was able to hit it on the head with the hammer, and it fell stunned.
Bro fought an eagle with a hammer. Now, it sounds like he was like a tower worker, so I don't know if it had a nest up there and thought he was coming for its nest. Because I've heard about tower workers getting attacked by eagles before. But eagles like to throw large animals off of high objects so that they can eat them on the ground because they'll die from impact.
The ground, where he jumped down, bound it with telegraph wire, and took it back to town to show it off to the amazed people. But many articles did tell of people out in the remote places seeing birds of incredible size.
But humans are terrible at anticipating size, especially at a distance with nothing, up in the sky with nothing for scale.
I love how so many of these articles use terms like air monster, giant bird, killer bird, monster. Well, they were big. I mean, a bird with a 12-foot wingspan is a large raptor. Now, it's kind of heartbreaking also to see how quick people were to shoot them. I mean, who kills a pelican? But I guess, to be fair, if something was after you, or your children, or your pet...
Exactly, bro. He gets it. This guy gets it, okay? This guy gets it.
You would definitely defend yourself. But I wonder if maybe in older times there were larger specimens of the current species we have, but we no longer see them because of the depredation of olden times. I guess we'll never know.
They were at least large enough to for a wizard to ride on their back, or to carry up to 2 dwarves in their talons.
And are there ones out there that still might survive? Well, To this day, people still claim to have sighted enormous birds of prey out in the Mojave and surrounding mountains. Giant eagles, monster hawks, and enormous hunting owls with wingspans of over 10 feet or more, and supposedly capable of carrying off a small child or person. But alas, no pictures or video has yet surfaced. Some have even suggested that carvings like this Native American petroglyph...
I want to clarify about this is the habitat of the California condor, which is like the biggest bird in North America. So, yeah, the Mojave, I mean. This looks like a roadrunner.
shows just that, a huge bird with a human in its beak. But most conventional interpretations that it is simply a roadrunner with a small lizard in its grasp, something you will see out in the Mojave on any given day.
Maybe not a lizard, maybe like a...
But who knows? Away from gun-toting humans and alone on some remote crag.
Yeah, there's frogs or toads in the desert too.
Or in a desolate canyon, there might yet be a bird or birds of incredible size, supernatural or not, waiting to take to the air in search of prey.
Now the Andean condor is not much bigger, but is generally bigger than the California condor. But yeah, there wouldn't be an Andean condor in the Mojave.
And we can only hope that it chooses someone else's campsite. I'm ML Behrman. I'll see you next time. Oh, if you do see a giant pelican, don't shoot it.
I like this channel. Subscribe. Well done, ML Behrman. Go look and see what you got going on. Naked Wild Man. Oh yeah. Oh, cryptids living dinosaurs? Yeah. What? Giant bones. Alright, you got me. We'll do it. We're coming back. We're coming back, Mojave Mystery. Don't you worry. Alright. But you and I are going elsewhere, I believe. And hopefully I got the right link this time. To go to Ben's.
And Miranda asks, where do we get information if
no, that's different. Here we go. Yeah, okay. Okay. So I'm going to wrap things up here for the Hive and send my audience on over to Dr. Ben's, and he's doing a thing on wellness industry consumerism right now. So if you think if you like wellness stuff and fad wellness trends and things like that, go check that out. So stick around for that, because it's gonna peel right over into our crystal topic, honestly. But I'm gonna go get something to eat because I'm starving. All right, and I drank too much last night, so I'm starving. So please remember to be kind, take care, and we will see you next week. All right. Mwah.